innings, and they're in a fairly strong position, and they are now about almost 200 runs ahead, and they still have 4 wickets intact. So that test match enters the 4th day tonight, midnight 30 tonight our time, and that should be interesting, and Australia have to play out of their skins if they are to win this test match, because the wicket might take spin, and Hirath, the left-arm spinner, is on his home turf, and he can be very difficult to negotiate. So Australia is known to have this patent weakness, if you like, against good spin bowling, especially in the subcontinent. And they're playing in Sri Lanka, and they're at home. 200 runs to score would be a walk in the park for Australia. But certainly, if they're playing in Sri Lanka, in a place called Pallakeli Stadium, and the pitch is playing up and down, it's still a reasonably good batting pitch, because Sri Lanka got about 286 for 6, but they are in a good position because Australia have to bat last, and anything like 250 to 60 to get on the 4th and 5th days may prove to be a big challenge even for Australia. So that test match is evenly poised, I think, with a slight edge to Sri Lanka because of the great comeback they had in the second innings. In the other test match, England against Pakistan, as you know, the second test match ended at Old Trafford, Manchester, and Pakistan went down ignominiously in defeat to England, who had a sweet revenge, bowling them twice and winning by an innings and plenty runs, with Joe Root scoring his highest test score, maybe his highest first-class score as well, 250. And Captain Cook also scored another test century, so that England trounced Pakistan, who had beaten England in the first test match at Lord's. And the mystery spinner Yasser Shah, who took a bag full of wickets in that first test match, I think he got 10 wickets in the match and won the Man of the Match award, Yasser Shah. He went for well over 200 runs without taking a wicket. So there it is, the main scores in the series, in the Pakistan-England series. And of course, so both teams are 1 each and 2 more tests to go. But the West Indies, of course, play on Saturday, the second test. We look at the possible West Indies 11 for that test match, and what prospects are there for West Indies to really even challenge India, who seem to be a very well-balanced team, strong in fast bowling, very strong in spin bowling, and they have 2 or 3 world-class batsmen. So India really, I would think, is easily the superior team. But one hopes that the West Indies could be at least more competitive in that test match coming up on Saturday. So these are the 3 test matches taking place right now as I speak to you. Of course, there's some tennis taking place as well, the Rogers Cup. I think the matches, the tennis competition taking place there. The ATP Talk Masters continues, and the Rogers Cup, I think, is being played in Toronto, is well underway. And there's a lot of things happening on the local scene. Of course, we know that Russell, the all-rounder, is facing a possible ban for his being absent, I think it was, for 3 drug tests. And he's been found guilty of a drug test whereabouts violation. That is, he failed to turn up, it is said, for 3 drug tests, which is tantamount, and 3 drug tests, that would be tantamount to failing the drug test. If you miss your drugs test through your own volition, and you missed 3 tests, didn't show up, it is tantamount to you failing the drugs test, and that could have a very serious consequence. I think it's a 2-year ban. So Russell Lee All-Rounder from Jamaica, very, very concerned, and we'll see how this matter pans out as we watch developments. So there you have it. I haven't seen my colleagues yet. I haven't seen Locker Sebastian. Have I seen Emmanuel Lowblack Jr. at the moment? And is Ozzy Lewis here with you in the studios? And we shall now take a quick break from our sponsor and get back to Sports Wrap, your favorite sports program. So, time for a quick break.
Dominica, get ready for another big one. Grand Bay, South City, here we come again. Last year was massive, this year will be bigger. It's the White Top Summer Daybreak Breakfast Fest, August 6th from 1 a.m. to 11 a.m. Sunday morning. On stage, Triple K. Yes, sir. Asa Bantan. This is brand new. Eddie from Guada. Kitty from Guada. For Serenade Band, Thaddeus, Deluxe, Major Mystic, DJ Midian, DJ Solo, DJ Polo, DJ MJ, Water Guns and Pin, Water Truck, Water Hose. Admission is only $10 from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., $20 from 2 a.m. to 11 a.m., and $40 without a white top. This event is sponsored by Flow, Kubuli, DPS Radio, Archipelago, Island Lex, Toujours Fresh, Ed Widget, and GX Sounds.
Monday to Sunday morning, all day to evening, just keep on coming, class. Mingus got it. Mingus got it. 7-Eleven shopping, top ups and groceries, your household items, yes, Mingus got it. Mingus got it. Our friendly staff is noted to give good service, just ask around, they know Mingus got it. Nina's got variety in drinks and snacks. Household hardware, we've got all of that. For late night shoppers and early birds too, the 7-Eleven was made for you. Nina 7-Eleven, we operate from Roseau, Hayfield, Minis. At your service, at your convenience. Nina's got it, got it.
There's a place where ice sparkles with wonder, where anticipation soars, where fun is guaranteed, and the day all real bettors have the time of their life. Levels Entertainment presents Sundown Pool Party in Cooler Fed, Bikini Edition, Monday, August 1st at Check Hall Den Shilling for residents. 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Grab your crew, pick your cooler, and let's fed. Rocking the pool house with DJ Flip the Boss, DJ Sleem, DJ Flow, DJ Shield, and special surprise guest artists. Get your tickets at Fetish and Tropical Hair. $20 in advance, $30 at the door. Sponsored by Flow, Smirnoff Vodka, Johnny Walker, and Carib Beer. Coolest Pool Party, Sundown Pool Party, and Cooler Fed Levels Entertainment. Check out Denise Shilling for residents Sunday, August 1st. Get there.
At Fresh Vitamins, we've got everything you need for health and well-being. We carry a wide range of all-natural sports nutrition and health supplements, plus gluten-free and organic foods, all from quality brands, including Solaray, Cal, Bob's Red Mill, Nature's Way, Source Naturals, and Designer Way. Fresh Vitamins has 2 convenient locations. We're at number 7, Great George Street, Roseau, and we're in Portsmouth, inside IGA Whitchurch Supermarket. Join our discount club and save up to 20% every day on your purchases. Like us on Facebook to stay informed about our products and specials. Come into Fresh Vitamins today and get healthy.
Dragon Windows, hurricane safety tips. Protect and connect. While many use plywood, the downside to plywood is that it must be put up at the last minute when a hurricane is approaching. Plywood also blocks light from coming into a home, so it will be very dark inside if power is lost. Pre-installing screw anchors around openings speeds up installation. More expensive than plywood are panels made from steel, aluminum, plastic, reinforced fabric, or composite materials. Storm shutters, roll-up shutters are permanently attached to a house, which makes them easier to deploy than plywood. All you have to do is roll the shutters into place by a simple click before a storm. Some shutters use perforation or translucent material to let in light. Dragon UPVC Windows recommends easy operating rolling shutters. Safeguard your property in this hurricane season. By taking a proactive approach toward fortifying your home or office building against hurricanes, you can rest easier knowing you have saved yourself money in damages. A little investment upfront in getting your building prepared goes a long way. Tip brought to you compliments Dragon Windows at Fopoli. Call 448-0253 to check out the special sale for the hurricane season.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fenced pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Let's go!
7-Eleven shopping heaven.
Follow me down.
7-Eleven shopping heaven.
Media 7-Eleven Plus.
Step inside and you will see. Media's got it, yes indeed. Shopping value you can deny it. 7-Eleven, the price is right.
Come on down to Media 7-Eleven Plus at all 2 locations in Huddersfield and on the Gatefield Highway for all your groceries, pop-ups, meals on wheels and more. Our friendly staff is ready to serve you from Sunday to Sunday. Media 7-Eleven Plus at your service, at your convenience.
7-Eleven shopping heaven.
Yes, welcome back to Sports Wrap. The time is 6:20, almost 6:21. And just to repeat that, I haven't seen my co-host, Lockett Sebastian, nor Emmanuel Low Black. Maybe they might have been in some other engagement this afternoon that I know not of. And I think we did start a few minutes late because I think it was about 6 minutes past 6. So there may be a small apology for a slightly late start. It might be in order. You know, some people are very concerned about when your program can be just about minutes late. They are so eager waiting that they feel what's happening. So I guess an apology is in order if you are more than, say, 2 or 3 minutes late. I think it's about 5 or 6 minutes late. In any event, it's 6:21, the clock on the wall here. And we want this to be a very interactive program. And we intend to interact a lot, give your views on the West Indies performance. We want to focus our attention on that, the West Indies team, what changes you'd like to see made for the West Indies team. We hear that there might be a major change in terms of to boost the firepower of the West Indies attack, which was very lukewarm, I would say, and very, not penetrative at all. And one might want to see even docile in that last test match. So I think efforts have been made to get at least 2 fast bowlers, tearaway fast bowlers, and just having one would not be sufficient. So I think all that, you can call in, maybe you know the numbers to call and share your views on the West Indies performance and what would you like to see in the West Indies team on the 42nd test, which starts on Saturday, I beg your pardon. That's the day after tomorrow. The numbers, by now you know them very well. It's 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097. In case you have a DG number, it's 616-4257. Overseas, where we have a myriad of listeners and friends, your number to reach us here at the Q95 studios, number is 305-432-9624. That's 305-432-9624. And today, while I went to the PM hospital, I met a man called, said his name, they call him Papa Baron. Very interesting guy I met. We had a conversation, and he told me he was a former fast bowler, not a tearaway fast bowler, but my colleague Locker Sebastian would know about him well, and he played with Irvin Shillingford, and they thought highly of him in his day. So I'm not sure that I know his prowess as a bowler, but some people who might know him as Papa Baron. He tells me he doesn't miss a program of sports rap, never. And that's one of his favorite programs, and he's glued to it. But he himself, he was telling me of his exploits as a cricketer in his day. And he tells me that the people like Lockhart Sebastian and Irvin Shillingford can attest to his prowess as he told me he was more of a swing bowler than a real tearaway fast bowler. So I'm sure Papa Baron, I think he works security at the PMH. I'm sure he's listening. And he found, while he was telling me about his exploits, very interesting indeed, how guys hear this program, listen to it, and they can recall their own days on the field of sports, be it cricket, football, athletics, or what have you. And the program, in fact, to them, do we have a caller? I think we have a caller right away. Yes, welcome, caller, to Sports Rap.
Yes, the Honorable, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Louis, King Louis. Welcome to Sports Rap. Not too bad at all.
Good evening. And how is
good evening to
everybody
you.
good?
People are all right, thank you. Good to hear your voice.
Yes, thank you. Good evening to your listeners. Ozzy on the West Indies cricket team.
Yes, what are your views of the West Indies team?
I would fire the whole team with the exception of Gabriel and the spinner. Everybody else go. I mean,
the spinner being Bishu.
Bishu. I would go through the islands and I would pick up any little boy I see holding a bat and put them on West Indies team. I feel they would have done better than what West Indies team do. You cannot tell me on a wicket you couldn't get India out for 500 plus runs. You cannot score 250 runs.
Yeah, I agree with batting. Yes.
They're getting paid, and you keep talking about, they don't have facility, they don't have this. They're lazy. They don't train, they don't practice, they expect. Listen to me. What has come up with Indian cricketers? They expect you to give them money and then give them everything. Even take one bat for them too. They expect you to play the game for them. The fellas are not committed. All they want is money. And then some of them, they talk about the young fast bowler, they're including there.
Yes,
he played a little
Alzari
match.
Joseph.
None for 63 in 4 overs.
You mean in the CPL?
Yes.
Yes, it's
none for 63 in 4 overs. You see, we hurry sometimes. We see somebody with prospect, and then we pick them. What we need to do is tell them, look, to get there is hard work. Every basketballer wants to be a Michael Jordan. All 2-3 o'clock in the morning, Michael Jordan used to be practicing. It takes hard work. They don't want to put in the hard work.
So you have no hope. You have no real hope for a West Indies revival in the second Test match.
Are you serious? Revival where?
A revival at Sabina Park
whom?
by the West Indies team.
For the longest while, everybody keep talking about Bravo, the hope on West Indies cricket. The man can even score 10 runs in a Test match. Come on, give me a break, man. These guys need to either they get out of there, and I don't mind training some little boys. I know they're not good. I know they will lose. I don't have a hope. I have hope. But you cannot tell me Kohli scores a run.
200.
Ashwin.
113.
Ashwin scores a century.
Yes.
Bravo can score 50 runs in 2 innings. Give me, man, come on.
Well,
this is sad.
All we can
This
do,
is sad.
Louis, I'm sure a lot of people share your sentiments.
I'll drop the whole lot of them.
We can only hope for better things in the second test match. All right, thank you very much, caller. That's a very irate and disappointed caller all the way from Florida. But let's hear your views about the West Indies, really. Do you think the West Indies can really stand up to India and be at least competitive? The very least you want is that the West Indies challenge India at the home and don't just fold up like a concertina. You want at least a fight. So what do you think? Who you think could help the West Indies out now this year's series? Do we have other callers? No, we're waiting for your views. We want to focus on the West Indies team because they did very well in the T20. As you know, they won the T20 World Cup in the recent Tri-Nation Series in the Caribbean against Australia and South Africa. Australia, the number 1 team. South Africa, number 3 team. West Indies also competed, reached the finals, and some people felt they could have even won the finals. So they were so strong in the T20 World Cup and in the Tri-Nation Series, and yet they seem to be so pathetic in the test match. What is really wrong? We like the views of the callers. I think we have a caller who wants to share his views on the West Indies prospects. Yes, caller, welcome to Sports Wrap.
Yes, Ozzy, that's your partner, Teacher Lufa.
Teacher Lufa, welcome to Sports Wrap. Give me your views.
I myself was very disappointed, Ozzy.
Yes.
And I'm sure you listened to the comments after the game. I think the Indian commentator said, West Indian batsmen have the skill, Ozzy, but they don't have the commitment. That's the problem. They have the skills, but when they go there, they don't use their head. That's the problem.
All right.
That's the main problem.
So you think
Commitment, that's it, yeah.
lack of commitment?
That's the problem.
So it's not really not a skill problem, it's just commitment.
Yes, because only he looks at both innings how they got out. And,
Yes.
and the way they got out very stupidly.
Yes. Yes.
So the main thing is commitment.
Okay, but you're saying they're not lacking for abilities, just commitment.
No, they have the ability, but
Yes.
something is wrong.
Okay then.
Okay, take care.
Thank you very much, Mr. Luther, for your contribution. We want to look at thank you very much. We want to look at the West Indies. Do we have another caller?
Hello.
Hello, welcome to Sports Wrap. What are your views on the West Indies team? What are the changes you'd like to see on the present West Indies test team?
Ozzy, before I go into the change.
Oh, yeah, that's my good friend from Portsmouth.
Pleasant good evening to you.
Yeah, welcome to you, man. Good to have you.
Yeah. Before my views on the changes of the West Indies team.
Yes.
As you reflect on the first test match.
Please do that.
Did you sincerely hope for better performance from the West Indies team?
Well, I was hoping that they might have performed a bit better. I knew they would be outclassed by India because India's team is all-around strength. Firepower, fast bowling, great spinners, and 2 or 3 world-class batsmen. But I thought West Indies could at least, at home, challenge them a little bit more.
Ozzy,
Yes.
if you're trying to do something and you're using the same method to do that thing
Over
and
and
it is
over.
not working, what do you do? I mean, you can apply that beyond cricket. But what was new in St. Kitts? We saw a weak team. We saw players on a team that continue in a way that they don't perform. With the exception of 1 or 2. The opener, Brathwaite, I mean, he got a 70-something.
Yes, Bradford got in the 70s in the first innings.
Got a 50 in the second innings thereabout.
Yes, they got half centuries.
But Ozzy, to win a match or test cricket, you need to have batsmen and bowlers who can bowl your position twice. No, you didn't have that. I don't think we have that in West Indies cricket. So we have to understand that West Indies cricket, we must now look to select a team that we can say we can lose, but there's a team for the future. For example, we have this Joseph
Alzari
Joseph from Antigua, and there's another fast bowler. What the Australians and the Englishmen would have done is to blood them in very early, you know. You know, I mean, we have a Gabriel on the team there and stuff like that. I mean, I do not know, but we say that we are building West Indies cricket. But I will continue to say that we do not build. What's the plan? What's the strategy? Who is involved in the building process? You know, and we have serious concern about that. And to tell you the truth, I am not optimistic for the test match in Jamaica.
Okay, what do you think of the combination? Do you think we want another fast bowler to go with Gabriel? Who would you leave out to pick another? Because it's obvious to me there must be another spearhead fast bowler in tandem with Gabriel.
Let us go for the young man,
Young Alzari Joseph.
And that we would not have him on the 13 and not on the 11. You blood him in. You have nothing to lose now.
You've got to play another fast bowler, no matter what.
So you got to play him there and play him now. Don't put him on the bench. You know. We have a captain who is not a fast bowler. He's just a seamer there. We have some other bowlers rowing up and send the ball. These are not fast bowlers. I mean, you see how India play. I mean, they you know, in the days of Joel Garner holding Roberts, man. They caused good batsmen to out themselves, you know, when they couldn't get them out.
That's right. Yes.
Do you see any fast bowler who can be anything to an Indian batsman there?
Nobody. I mean, Gabriel had a few shock overs, once 3 or 4 overs, and that's it.
How many overs Courtney Walsh used to bowl before he
don't talk. He could bowl for a whole day, Courtney Walsh.
So I do not know if it's a diet or something, but something is technically and drastically wrong in West Indies cricket. And if we are building, then we need to have a structure. Our schools must be involved. The people must be involved. We have to have different promotion, but we have to have the right people in the right place. So we have to look at our methods. And I'm not optimistic about West Indies beating India in any of the test matches at all. I mean, let them surprise me. But I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to put my stake on them at all.
I'm sure you want to see more of a contest, though. West Indies at least challenging.
That's what you want to see.
Yes, a contest.
That is what we want to see.
Yes.
But do we have the team for the contest?
But that's what I'm wondering if we can get an 11.
What about Kieran Pollard? Did he tell them that he's not available for Test cricket?
But I think he didn't play in the regional professional league for the competition, so by that he would not be eligible to play in the test matches. I think that's the main reason.
Okay. And also, do you think that's the best team that we can have now?
But certainly not. I mean, West Indies will have about 4 or 5 players.
From Guyana there.
Chandrika?
Do you think he's prepared for this level of cricket now?
I don't think he fits the bill at all.
Okay, so I mean, we're making several mistakes there and stuff.
I don't think he doesn't even look the part to me.
No, I mean, I saw him when he played in Australia.
Yes.
So I looked at him there, and I mean, he can be somebody for the future. But to have him currently on that West Indies team, I mean, I don't think he's not ready mentally. We're just not ready there.
You see, the other openers they have been trying, like Leon Johnson, had some trials in the President's 11 matches, and he failed 3 times.
But that's
although he scored so many runs in the professional league last year.
Yes, he did.
The position they want him to score now is as an opening batsman, and he didn't get off against the Indians in the warm-up matches.
Yeah.
So they had no choice but to fall back on Chandrika.
I follow. So our cricketer, I don't know.
There was a problem there. And also, don't you think the fact that you have Carlos Brathwaite and the captain Holder are very similar bowlers and cricketers, to have 2 of the very same type medium pacers there, I think it's 1 too many. However, you cannot drop Brathwaite because he looks he looks even more promising than the captain.
So he's the captain, so you have to have him there.
That's the point. But was it a wise thing to have had a Holder as your captain?
Yeah, so Brathwaite is a better cricketer than
exactly. Look as though he could produce more.
Holder that you give the captaincy, so you have 2 players there and
similar players.
This is a problem.
That's the problem. Both of them are containing bowlers. They not really tear away fast bowlers. They can do a little containment for you. If they get a green top,
That's
they'll
the
get
same reason why they said once upon a time that Darren, Sammy, and this fellow from Trinidad.
Sammy and Bravo.
And Bravo.
Couldn't be on the same team.
It was the same reason.
Yeah, for the same reason.
So we have a lot of issues over there.
Yes, a lot of issues. A lot, yes.
Will not be solved overnight, and we have to take a critical view of the cricket, and we have to be sincere in what we do, and we have to look down towards the future. So, Ozzy, I am not optimistic about West Indies beating India in anything there. Not this Indian team.
So did you not the one different the new boy and the new keeper batsman Dowich from Barbados? What do you thought of him? He got a fine half century and
I saw him in Dominica, didn't he?
He scored 70 in Dominica.
He seems to me to know something about batting.
Yes.
You know, although I thought when Ramdin was dropped, well, Ramdin, did not do well in the last few test matches,
Prior to recently, yes.
In the one days, he did well.
Yes.
And I thought as an experienced player, he would have stayed on. But having said that, now Dorich has done well.
Yes.
And why he should try to take it from there and concentrate, and solidify himself on the team, So we give him some credit there.
Right. There's a little thing to take away from the test match, yes. A little bit of optimism.
Yes, sir.
As we go into the second test match on Saturday.
Well.
Anyway, thanks for your contribution. I always appreciate it.
I don't want to put faith too much at this time,
Okay, then.
Let them give me a big surprise.
Okay.
And if they do well, I'll come back and take back my word.
Right, okay. Thank you. Thank you, caller. Right. So, we welcome your calls. I know there are a lot of fans around who are very disappointed. Do we have another caller who wants to join in the conversation? Caller, welcome to Sports Wrap.
Yes. First of all,
yes.
I would like to tell you that the players did not select themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The selectors selected the guys.
Yes.
Therefore, the selectors should be dropped.
You would drop the selectors?
Yes, because they are the ones that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you a little analysis. You play a team according to a strategy, according to a wicket. Is the wicket playing for spin or is it playing for pace?
Yes, I agree with that.
We know our wicket. Why can't it be that we are playing according to the wicket?
Mm.
Now, to put Holder, who is an all-rounder, place him at number 9, means you have a very strong batting lineup.
Mm-hmm. On paper.
So they must have played a strong batting lineup. That was not a lineup.
A strong batting lineup on paper?
Well, that is not a lineup.
Okay.
So the selectors keep on making that mistake, just putting people on the team without saying why are they on the team. You cannot expect a team that has recognized batsmen, so-called, up to number 9, cannot score 250 runs.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shame. So that is not the players.
Mm-hmm.
It has to do with the selectors who put them there. Mm-hmm. And we are not going to India. We're not playing in England. They didn't put us in Sunderland in the cold. They put us somewhere where we know the conditions better than the Indians.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, we should have an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
But when we play a team and we perform so badly, it is because the team is not right.
Mm-hmm.
And the team that was selected is the wrong team.
Mm-hmm.
Look, they played with one recognized baseball.
Yeah.
It is to tell you that, well, the wicket must be either playing spin or Holder is a swing bowler. He can swing in humid or dry conditions or whatever it is. You must have a strategy.
But you also had a one frontline spinner too, in Bishu.
You see this guy?
One frontline fast bowler, one frontline spinner.
You understand? So,
yes.
What are you playing on? So you're expecting India to score 1 million runs.
Yes.
And therefore, if you have a strong batting lineup, all right, you are going to ensure that if they score 1 million, you score 2 million.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, there is a big discrepancy, and I'm saying it that the media, the people, the press And the cricket lovers have to start putting pressure on the selectors. The selectors never stand in front of anyone to say, why did I select a team without bowlers, with more batsmen? Because the wicket, they had to tell us, is it that they expected the wicket not to spin? They expected a dead wicket. You know, this is...
So you want some drastic action against the selectors, like you have in football when the managers do badly and the coaches, they are fired before the players.
Look, because if you
in football,
even when, let me tell you, the producers of the game, the producers of who televise this thing, they send signals. You know, they kept on giving you an overhead view of the park, and it was always empty.
Oh, well, that's a factor I want to go into. How we do we see Test cricket surviving in the Caribbean with that kind of attendance? It was terribly poor.
But it because everything that goes into promoting cricket is wrong. Because you don't promote it, you don't make it attractive. And we are making the mistake to say you have specialist batsmen, specialists for one day, specialists for 2020, specialists for Test. Kohli is playing all versions, and he's proving in all versions.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah,
we are making a big mistake here to make our guys specialists when they are not even lapo patap.
Okay, caller, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for your contribution. I think we have more callers trying to reach. Yes, let's see, get this other caller there. Welcome to Sports Rap, caller. Hello, welcome to Sports Rap.
Yes, Ozzy, I'm glad that I got through. Let me tell you, when you watch the two Test teams, it's like chalk and cheese. West Indies have nothing to compare those fellas.
Yes.
I don't see why anybody could think optimistic about any Test. You check? Our main batsmen, they are limited in their strokes. They're not competent. They're not assured of what they're playing. It's like guesswork that's happening on the field. And nobody not saying anything about it.
Yes.
Secondly, if you have a Test team, your Test team, to win a match, you have to take 20 wickets.
That's important.
And we never have a team for the past 5-6 years that can take 20 wickets. It's a fluke.
That's a great point.
Now and then. Now and then is a fluke.
Yes.
So West Indies cricket is geared about a few people, administrators and coaches just drawing money, but they're doing nothing to improve the team. And the team not going nowhere. And it cannot go nowhere because the same fellas that they picking for the West Indies team, they are the ones that's going in the regional cricket. That means regional cricket is poor. Because when you take the spinners and the bowlers that get in wickets in the regional cricket, when they come to Test, they can't even take a wicket.
You're quite right,
so who looking at this, everybody, they should have an objective view at what happens in West Indies cricket. Everybody just they're making excuses. Everybody, all they're trying to do is make excuses. You check? When I was Brathwaite is the only one that's going wrong.
The open batsman.
Yeah, but Brathwaite looking like a little child batting, like a little schoolboy.
Don't you find they look like children? Look at Brathwaite. Look at Dorwich. So many of them. Just look at them. They look like little kids.
They look like children.
They look tiny.
Playing against big men. It's like kids playing against big men. Them guys should be playing against little school teams from India. Because our regional cricket is 3 days. India under 19 league for 4 days. So we can't go nowhere in cricket. But a lot of people just sit down there drawing money and talking and making excuses because they're making money. You check, boys, that's nothing. They're not trying to improve West Indies cricket. The more West Indies cricket, the dog drum is more for them to sit and say, I will try something next year. A man coming and say, you have an experiment. And another problem that I think that we have is either we have dunce guys or incompetent coaches. And as far as I see it, a man should never come on the West Indies team if he's not prepared for it. You have to come there equipped. You can't come there as a batsman that a coach have to teach you how to bat.
No, you can be at that level.
At that level.
It's just to give you that motivation to play. You can't iron out mistakes at that level.
I telling you.
No, you can't coach.
If you don't come there, you don't come there. So if we don't have that kind of approach to do things, nothing can happen. You check, and that happening over the whole region, you know. You check, people are making excuses. Well, it's like a man going to work and he finding a way to duck not doing the work.
So what do you think of the inclusion of Alzari Joseph now on the team, the young fast bowler from Antigua who played in the T20 tournament?
Well, you see, me personally, I find he's young. He may be good, but he's not mature.
Not mature yet.
He's not mature. You
Yes.
check what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
How he should be maybe around the squad, looking and learning the game, put more effort into
Yes.
it. You know, most of the cricketers I see playing cricket in the Caribbean, they don't have strength in their body. They don't do no bodybuilding work. They don't do no strength work. You know, how you expect to be? You don't see the Australians? You know, it's the attitude, the way they play.
Yes.
After all, man. We don't
Seeing
like
some, and they look like little kids playing, you know.
Yeah, it's like big men playing against kids.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, and people just making excuses to keep them there. You know, but if you're not equipped for a fight, why should you go in it? No?
And
It's
we-
like a man going with his behinds in a
we
gunfight.
still have to hope for the best on Saturday.
I can't,
Second
you have
test
to be
match.
realistic.
Be realistic, okay.
You have to be realistic.
Yes.
You can't come and tell me a man that cannot box, you can put him and ring him for a great boxer. You have to be realistic.
Okay, caller. Thanks for your contribution, man.
All right.
Thank you. We'll take a break in a while. But one of the main factors, personally, I find with the West Indies selection now is that they are in a quandary in picking a team of bowlers who can bowl out the opposition and take 20 wickets. Why do I say that? The captain, Holder, to me, is not really... Hello?
I still have to hope for the best on Saturday. I can't say you have to be realistic. Be realistic.
Do we have a caller?
You can't come and...
No, I don't think I had a caller.
Hello.
Hello, yes, caller here. Go ahead, Sports Rap.
It look like you're alone, man. I'm with anybody.
I'm a lone ranger.
Yeah, because I've been trying to get hold of your boy Sibu. You're supposed to have called me last night, but I stood he's somewhere in Fort Lauderdale, but I haven't got in touch with him yet. So I don't know if he's going to have time to call you. But you know,
I have no idea where he is at all. I just don't know.
Yeah, I have no problems with the team. I'll tell you why. I remember years ago, we were criticizing either the West Indies board or the selectors because we said that while the older guys like the Richards and the Ambroses and all these guys were moving away, we were not fitting in younger players. Now, what has happened now is that we have a new manager and we have brought in a set of new guys. And they are selected on what the selectors saw of them, let's say like last year before, especially, let's say in the case of Johnson. We also saw that in the case of Devon Smith when he scored a lot of runs. So that's on the strength on which they're selected.
Yes, in the regional tournaments, yes.
My only problem, they're young guys. We have to give them a chance. My only problem right now, and I don't know who to blame for that, either the selectors or the West Indies board, is that, you know, India's coming in, and you know you're going to be given a diet of spins for all 4 test matches. What they should have done is either include Narayan, or if you didn't want to include Narayan on the team, but have Narayan not as a coach, but as a bowler, working with the guys, bowling with them. Or if you didn't want Narayan or Shillingford or Miller or Warwican, with the team, preparing the team for the test. That is my problem. So what we're doing, we're picking a team of 14, 15 guys, and they're practicing among themselves with Bishu and probably the other spinner. But you should not have done that. Or if you cannot get Narayan, let's say Narayan is engaged elsewhere, then you probably get 2 or go spinners from outside, and you train with them even right through the 4 tests. And that would help. But you cannot just send those young guys into top-class spinners like Ashwin and expect them to survive. So what I would have done, instead of bringing in the young boy right now, maybe I could have brought him in as an observer to train, to get himself ready.
Alzari Joseph?
I would have brought in Narayan with them now, even not as a player, but as somebody...
Like a consultant, you mean?
Just bowl with them and train them. Or if you cannot get them, Shillingford or Narayan, or Miller or Walton, and that I think would have helped them. But to have just replaced one fast bowler with another fast bowler, and you're leaving them to train with Bishu, which they're playing with every day, that doesn't do anything different. I don't think it is fair to them. But I have no problem with the team. So young team, give them a little chance. Just change the system where you get either outsiders to help them, or you get your most prominent spinners to assist them. That is my opinion on that.
Okay, thank you. The only thing I have to say about that is that the Indian team is not an Indian team of yesteryear when they only had spin. India now has one of the more lethal pace bowling attacks in the world as well. When you have Yadav, and you have Ishan Sharma, and the other guy, Shami. Shami to me is one of the best fast bowlers in the world. So India is not only spin bowling as India in the days of Bedi, Prasanna, Chandrasekhar, and that type. India now has an all-round attack on good wickets. They can perform on any wickets because now you have Shami, the fast bowler, Ishan Sharma, and Yadav, who's very quick. These guys are genuinely quick. India now has a cadre of fast bowlers plus top-class spinners. Ashwin, who's ranked number 1 in the world today. Ashwin and Mishra, one of the best leg spin googly bowlers. Then you have Jadeja. So India, you have to be prepared all round for this Indian team. They have a powerful fast bowling attack and they have a powerful spin bowling attack. India, on most conditions, will be a very positive and powerful team. So West Indies can't just say we're going to get a spin bowler. It's not the Indian teams of yesteryear. So the last caller was putting emphasis on Narayan and quality spin. Spin is not our only headache. Also, the fast bowlers of India, it's like the boot is on the other foot. It's like yesteryear has come back in reverse when we had all the fast bowlers and have the Indians hopping, getting hit by Narikon Track. They got hit and almost killed by Griffith. We haven't got fast bowlers of that ilk again. So we have to go with what we have. India now has those powerful fast bowlers. You saw it in the test match. India showed what looked like people thought was a dead wicket at the stadium in Antigua. It looked as though it had a lot of life in it. It's who bowls on the wicket. You can never assess a pitch or a wicket until both sides have bowled on it. So it looked as though it was a batting paradise, but it also assisted good fast bowlers. We hadn't got these fast bowlers. That was our problem. So, caller, that's the point I want to make. But I want to make a certain point which I want you to develop and see if you agree with me. I believe that I want to make that point. I must make it before we take another caller. The question of the captaincy on Jason Holder being thrust on him a year and a half ago was wrong, in my opinion. Very wrong. He wasn't ready for it, 1. 2, he cannot command a pick on the team as a player. He's a lower order batsman. He's a bowler who can contain, do a holding job for you. But he's not a penetrative bowler with a burst of speed to take 3-4 wickets. On the green top in England, maybe. But in the Caribbean, Jason Holder, and to have Brathwaite now of Barbados, who is a similar player, and to my mind, maybe a superior player than Holder. So you cannot drop Brathwaite and leave Holder. And Holder being captain cannot be dropped. So the West Indies have 2 same bowlers, medium pacers, who are not penetrative. They can do a holding job. They can't get 5 wickets each at all. Brathwaite, the fast medium bowler, and Holder, they can do a containing job. And they bat fairly well. And they're batting better than the higher up middle order. So the whole team seems to be topsy-turvy. But picking Holder as captain was a major error, in my opinion, when it was done. I would like more development on that. I'm joined by Emmanuel LeBlanc now. I'm sure he came from other areas. We'll get in a moment. But what we're going to do is, I think we have a caller. We'll take the caller, and then we'll take a break to give our fan club. The caller's gone? Yes, caller. Welcome to Sports Wrap. Hello? Yes, hello? Hello? Yeah, I think we have lost that caller. So what I'm going to do now, the time is just about 3 minutes short of 7 o'clock. We want to go through the fan club, and then we'll take a break, and then we're going to have more calls on the vexing question of the West Indies poor showing in the first test, and what prospects we have to redeem ourselves in the second test, in the third test, the fourth test. Or is it abject humiliation time and time again? So we'll develop our calls as we go along. But let me just say hello to our fans like Clem Fingal as usual. Good evening to you, Clem Fingal. There's B.A. and his brother in Dominica, Randy Charles. There's a good friend, Hermanus Chumby Emmanuel. There's Cassie Cott. Blessings who's from St. Joseph Live area. Clinton Antwine, my good friend from Forkway, and Raymond Harper Edwards. These are stalwart listeners. There's Louis Robinson, one of our faithful callers, all the way from Florida, Bogoroy as well. There's Dr. Emmanuel Finn of Washington, D.C., the celebrated dental surgeon there. Good evening to you, Dr. Emmanuel Finn. There's Dr. Justin Irvin Andre, most erudite jurist. Say good evening to you as well, sir. And Mr. G, whom we call the facilitator of democracy, Mr. Shillen Gregoire. Felix Leslie, one of our main contributors. Bradley Joseph of the NCCU fame. Billy Amor, famous statistician, loves his sports. Paul Joseph, my good friend from the East. And there's Babs Dyer as well. And Ronnie Isidore. There's Julian Newton, the bread nut man, Gwenpe. There's Robert Peter, my good friend, with whom I worked with for years at the Ministry of Health. What are you doing, Robert Peter? Elizabeth Peter, also a sports lady. She loves her sports. Good evening to Elizabeth. And tennis is on its way again in the Rogers Cup. And we have Dr. Vivian Moyes, Daryl Titt, who listens. Andy Carter, my colleague and dear friend. There's Eleanor and Clances of Salisbury. Roy James of Emsall. And Charles Murray, one of the greatest fanatics in sports of any type, Charles Murray. Jeff Williams, Ditto. There's Michael Murphy and his dear wife. There's Franklin Laron of Toronto. Blue, Lavinia and her husband. And there's Clotilda Doctorow, who was the mother of the 3 Doctorow boys who've played such great roles as sportsmen. And she herself is a fanatic sports follower. Good evening to you, Mrs. Clotilda Doctorow. And Ninja, my dear friend of Point Michel, who has his bus driving. Call him Ninja. Henry Thomas, my good friend from the hospital, the OPD section. There's Bradley Roy. There's Rambo, guy called Rambo. Julius Cobbett. Dr. Hendricks Paul, another sports fan, who has been an ardent listener. There's Jerry Birds Cheney, famous guy. How are you doing, Birdsy? Clem Penrice. There's the Mont Prosper lady, Cornelius Lee, a lady called Clarencia, I think. Who I think she is in.
Don't forget Big A.
And Big A, Lord Big A, good day to you. Stevenson Veal, police officer. And Robertson Laura, inspector, I think, or ASP. He's a fanatic as well and listens to sports. Rap. Rebecca of Maho. Gustav Williams, famous man from Nassif. Roy Tavernier. There's Mrs. Shillingford, Johnny's wife, that's Vanya. And it's Dangles from Pointshell, the guy called Dangle Ben. Osea Grell, and a few others. Too numerous to mention, so just a few names. And I met this guy today called Papa Baron. Tells me, man, he was a heck of a fast bowler. I'm joined by Emmanuel Loblack and say good evening to Emmanuel Loblack. And how was the match looking?
Well, actually, Ozzy, I had some family matters to deal with. Unfortunately,
I thought they were monitoring the match.
Unfortunately, I couldn't make it at all today.
Okay, because people want to know how the match looks, you know.
I see. Okay. Yes, Ozzy, just say hello to the fans. You have T-Boy and Patricia Itri tomorrow. and Trini. Don't forget Joe Kentish in St. Lucia, Jughead. Zai Manuel and Glenn Ducre, Cecilia Deloney, Pat Corbett in Portsmouth.
Yes, Pat.
Yes, and Edison, Allen, and Blue fans in Baffert State.
Indeed.
And Price in St. Thomas. Don't forget our fans in...
Kelvin Phillip was here a couple of weeks ago. I met him at
fans
Nasi.
in the Roseau Market.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And we have fans in the entire south, in the west, on the west coast, in the northeast, in the east. We have fans all over.
All over the place.
And also to Patrick John, that he's recovering nicely after his leg was, amputated.
Right.
You also have St. Heavy Shillingford, Philip Allen.
Yes.
You have your friend Prosper. The stand-up comedian,
yes,
and also pharmacist,
Yes, yes.
And Christopher Popo.
Right.
Yes,
right.
So, yes. So and also I want to say hello to my wife, once again,
Our legion of fans. So we'll say good day to them.
Mm-hmm.
So what we'll do now, Louie, it's 7:03. We'll take another break for a word from our sponsors. We'll get back after that to our debate about how do we look at the present West Indies team. What changes would you offer? What criticisms would you offer? What changes? So we're going to look at the West Indies as a force in world cricket today. We'll take a break.
There is a place where ice sparkles with wonder, where anticipation soars, where fun is guaranteed in the day all real bettors have the time of their life. Levels Entertainment presents Sundown Pool Party in Cool Effect, Bikini Edition, Monday, August 1st at Check Hall Den Shilling for residents. 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Grab your crew, pick your cooler, and let's bet. Rocking the pool house with DJ Flip the Boss, DJ Sleem, DJ Flow, DJ Shield, and special surprise guest artists. Get your tickets at Fetish and Tropical Hair. $20 in advance, $30 at the door. Sponsored by Flo, Smirnoff Vodka, Johnny Walker, and Carib Beer. Coolest Pool Party, Sundown Pool Party, and Cooler Fed Levels Entertainment. Check out Denise Shilling for residents Sunday, August 1st. Get there.
At Fresh Vitamins, we've got everything you need for health and well-being. We carry a wide range of all-natural sports nutrition and health supplements, plus gluten-free and organic foods, all from quality brands, including Solaray, Cal, Bob's Red Mill, Nature's Way, Source Naturals, and Designer Way. Fresh Vitamins has 2 convenient locations. We're at number 7, Great George Street, Roseau, and we're in Portsmouth, inside IGA Whitchurch Supermarket. Join our discount club and save up to 20% every day on your purchases. Like us on Facebook to stay informed about our products and specials. Come into Fresh Vitamins today and get healthy.
Dragon Windows, hurricane safety tips. Protect and connect. While many use plywood, the downside to plywood is that it must be put up at the last minute when a hurricane is approaching. Plywood also blocks light from coming into a home, so it will be very dark inside if power is lost. Pre-installing screw anchors around openings speeds up installation. More expensive than plywood are panels made from steel, aluminum, plastic, reinforced fabric, or composite materials. Storm shutters, roll-up shutters are permanently attached to a house, which makes them easier to deploy than plywood. All you have to do is roll the shutters into place by a simple click before a storm. Some shutters use perforation or translucent material to let in light. Dragon UPVC Windows recommends easy operating rolling shutters. Safeguard your property in this hurricane season. By taking a proactive approach toward fortifying your home or office building against hurricanes, you can rest easier knowing you have saved yourself money in damages. A little investment upfront in getting your building prepared goes a long way. Tip brought to you compliments Dragon Windows at Fopoli. Call 448-0253 to check out the special sale for the hurricane season.
Monday to Sunday morning, all day to evening, just keep on coming, cause Nina's got it. 7-Eleven shopping, top-ups and groceries, your household items, yes, Nina's got it. Our friendly staff is loaded to give good service, just ask around, they know Nina's got it. Nina's got variety in drinks shoppers and early birds too. The 7-Eleven was made for you. Mania 7-Eleven. We operate from Roseau, Hayfield, Minias. At your service, at your convenience. Mania's got it, got it.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Let's go! 7-Eleven shopping heaven. Follow me down. 7-Eleven shopping heaven. Media 7-Eleven Plus. Step inside and you will see. Media's got it, yes indeed. We got shopping value you can deny at 7-Eleven. The price is right.
Come on down to Media 7-Eleven Plus at all 2 locations in Huddersfield and on the Gatefield Highway for all your groceries, pop-ups, meals on wheels and more. Our friendly staff is ready to serve you from Sunday to Sunday. Media 7-Eleven Plus at your service, at your convenience.
7-Eleven shopping heaven.
It was a Christmas gift to the Valley when Minia's 7-Eleven opened its doors on December 25, located on the Louisville Highway. Come for the ultimate shopping experience. At Minia's 7-Eleven Louisville, you can find a wide variety of groceries, drinks and snacks, pharmaceuticals, hardware and household items, lottery tickets, Domlek and mobile top-up, ice cream parlor and deli. Minia's 7-Eleven Louisville. Affordable prices, spacious shopping space, convenient hours, customer parking. Avoid the hustle and traffic in the capital and come to Minia's 7-Eleven Plus, Roseau Valley. Minia's 7-Eleven Plus, at your service, at your convenience.
Yes, welcome back to Sports Wrap. The time is now 10 minutes and 20 seconds after 7 o'clock in the evening here in Dominica. And you're listening to Sports Wrap, your favorite big program on the big station, Q95, right here in Roseau. And I can tell you there's a lot of test cricket. I did tell you that the Australians seem to be up against it, against Sri Lanka, playing at home in Sri Lanka, where Sri Lanka can be very strong. The scores, in case you missed it, Australia bowls Sri Lanka for 117. That's 117, Sri Lanka all out. Australia scored 203, just a lead of 86. Sri Lanka batting a second time. Will you believe it? They're 280 odd for 6. A guy called Mendes. He's a 21-year-old. He did get a couple of half centuries against England this year. Only 21, and he played a magnificent knock of 169 not out and put Sri Lanka back in the game. And Australia, I think, at the end of the third day, will be the more worried or the less happy of the two teams, because Australia must bat last, and to chase 250 or thereabouts at the Palakelly Stadium, I have a little misgiving. Australia against Herath, that left-arm spinner, might just be in trouble. But we'll find out tomorrow and the day after. But Sri Lanka has fought back nicely, and at the end of the third day, just to repeat the scores in case you missed it, Sri Lanka 117 and 280 odd for 6, and Australia only 203. And Sri Lanka are just about 200 runs ahead, but Mendes is still there, the 21-year-old number 3 or 4 batsman. I think he bats around that thing. And he did show promise in England. So watch out for a guy called, I think his name is Kaul Mendes, Mendis, not Mendes. And he's 21 years. I think he's the youngest Sri Lankan to ever score a score of 150 or more in Test cricket. So this is a young man. They feel he can be. Did you remember a guy before called Aravinda De Silva? One of the famous Sri Lankan batsmen before Jayawardene and Sangakkara. They're saying this young boy Mendes is going to be another Aravinda De Silva. So big praise for this boy. It's 169 out of the lobby, and he may bring victory to Sri Lanka against the mighty Australians, but they're playing at the Palakelly Stadium in Sri Lanka. So I keep my fingers crossed. I hope Australia can bounce back and knock off the runs. But I feel a little trepidation that they might be spun out, Lobby.
Yeah, some fear.
I have a lot of fear that the Australians they might win, but boy, they could be in trouble in Sri Lanka on the 4th and 5th day on a wicket where Herath, famous left-hand spinner, this guy is a wrecker at home.
But don't forget, Ozzy, the Australians don't give up, yeah?
Australians don't give up.
They don't give up at all.
Yeah.
They fight to the end.
They have a fairly inexperienced team, apart from Warner and Smith. Voges, although he's 37 years old, is playing his 9th or 10th test match. Who again, they have Joe Burns, the opener, inexperienced guy. Who again they have? Marsh, I never liked Mitchell Marsh. I think he's not ready yet. Neville, the keeper, a guy to me. And then they have the tail, a long tail. So Australia, boy, I'm a bit scared, Lobby.
I'm not. I know.
Now the other thing, Australia, England now, as you know, crashed, vanquished.
But was it a good toss to win?
Pakistan.
Is it a good toss to win?
And Joe, our good friend at La Plaine, was very happy. He sent the arrow route in time for Joe Root. Paul Joseph did that. Joe Root scored 250, Joe Root.
254.
254, whatever it was. Big score by Joe Root.
But was it a good toss to win, yeah?
Yes.
A good toss to win.
Yeah, but this guy now, tell cricket is a funny game. A guy one day takes 10 wickets in a match. Next match, he goes 1 wicket for over 250 runs. The same bowler in 1 week.
But different wicket.
Exactly. So it shows you in cricket, that strip they call the pitch or the wicket, whatever they call it, that is the key. You can do wonders like one day, like Jim Laker, 19 for 90, next day, none for 200. The wicket is so key, Lobby, to any cricket match.
Don't you think that the Englishmen in particular come at me this wicket? When I look at what happened, that I think that they went and the toss was an important toss to win.
They were fortunate to have won the toss.
They won that toss, an important toss to win.
And make use of the toss.
Of it, yes.
And the Pakistan bowling is 3 left arm. To me, 3 is at least 1 too many. And Pakistan's bowling is restricted because Mohammad Hafiz is under a ban. He cannot bowl. He's an off spinner. He would have done given some balance to the team.
But seriously, his action is,
Hafiz, but he can't bowl. But he has to go for a test again. If he passes the test, he may bowl in the 3rd test. His ban may be up now. Hafiz, but his batting to me now is poor as well. And Yunus Khan, this man, well, I don't know, I can't be the real Yunus Khan. He's only a shadow of himself.
Well, in England, he played in England.
He looks like nothing, Yunus Khan. The man is just jumping, every ball is jumping. Do we have a caller?
Yeah, good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
And how are you all?
Fine, Mr. Dangles.
Yeah, I didn't follow the last time there, but I have to ask a question. This question is, I find the wicketkeeper now the man has a form coming up, and he has not really failed behind his promise. I'm wondering what's the reason for he's not being there.
Ask Courtney Brown. Send an email to Courtney Brown. Please explain why you left out Ramlin.
What am I hearing there now? but that is an international game, man.
Yeah, the big test match.
It is not a Barbados thing.
Yeah.
But what am I hearing there now?
But Colin, hear what happened. Courtney Brown.
Yeah.
Told Ramlin that,
10 days before.
10 days before.
You are going to be dropped.
Yeah, but okay.
Just listen.
Yeah.
You cannot inform a player, threaten a player that,
Yes.
So the guy answered him.
You will be dropped.
So the guy answered him, and the bot took action against him.
They say he's rude.
He's rude
to answer. Go ahead, Dangles.
I I have never heard of, to be honest with you, that is the first time I have heard of an incident like that. I mean, it's unfair to the man. If the man comes back to the West Indies side, right now the man is not going to be extremely confident.
Yes.
This man is going to play like a extra man on the side and say, come in, let me try you. I mean, after all, man. Well, now I get the exact reason. Because it was unbelievable when I heard it. I said, oh, man.
Yes.
Hey, man.
Yes, I'll tell you something. See, Ramdin's performances, they've watched it over the years. And from 2009 to 2014, he had a slump.
Yeah.
Or so to some period. Yeah. But he had since bounced back.
2 years.
Exactly.
So it's something like they had for him already, but at the time they didn't do it.
Yeah.
So they're doing it now when it's inappropriate now. You get it, Dangles?
Yeah.
It's something they had for him a year ago. Yeah. They didn't do it. It's now they want to do it. Now he has regained his form.
No, it means that now. Gentlemen, it means that Ramdin can make it as a batsman now, you know.
Yeah, but Ramdin is a good batsman.
He can make it as a batsman.
Yes.
Because the Trinidadians, because the Bajans, the wicket-keeper scored some runs.
Dawich.
I don't mind him. Dawich stays now.
But he dropped a vital catch.
He dropped a vital catch.
Easy catch.
Sitter.
Yes.
Well, anyway, thanks a lot for bearing with me.
Dangles, it's always good to have you, man.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, Dangles.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
Thank you, man. Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah.
See, I watch. Yes.
All right then.
All right.
Okay,
good.
right. I was watching the whole thing on Ramdin. They were going through his records, his series, and there was a little time he had a little lull.
He had it really.
His dropped down. His average was down. I can't remember exactly. I didn't commit it to my memory. But he was on the bounce back again.
He has been.
And he's only 32, I think, So they're saying right now he can still come back again. He's still young. So that will just give him the impetus to fight back for his pick. So they believe he can come back strong. I don't think so. I don't think Ramdin will come back. Ramdin will just play 2020 and franchise cricket and make his money.
Of course.
I believe that Ramdin should be the captain even before Jason Holder.
To me, Holder right now, Holder. I look at Holder right now.
He doesn't command the pick.
He looks unfit to me.
He is unfit.
He's unfit because I think he's still nursing that injury.
Yes.
He was sharper in the ODI.
Yeah.
All right, he looks very flat.
But he's not a penetrative bowler. He's what they call a holding, a containing bowler.
How it look for the West Indians to look at Holder, opening bowler, Holder.
Opening. A team that gave you Roberts, Holding, Garner, Croft,
Ambrose,
Sylvester Clark, Ambrose, Walt,
Davis,
Hall, Griffith, Charlie Davis. You have Holder opening for you today. Man,
this was pathetic.
That's a joke, man. You have two medium pacers for you.
We call that lollipop.
You
know that boycott of England would have sat down there as 1,000 runs here. Boycott was said, there's lollipops.
Brick Lara's record, man, on that, man. That's bad for 3 days, man. On that attack, man. Because they were saying it was an easy paced wicket. When the Indians came to bowl, wicket full of life. They got the ball to lift.
Obviously, we had nothing.
Cut. We had no bowlers.
And then his field placing is atrocious.
Very defensive. His whole aim is trying to prevent runs being scored. The best way to prevent runs being scored is to get the man out.
Because your first 10 overs,
yes.
you must attack.
Your forward short leg, you must have four slips and a gully, and have about 6 men around the bat, and let Gabriel go out full throttle and break the back of the Indians in 4 shock overs.
Indians had no right to score all the runs. They had no right to score that. No right. 558 and 8 they declared. No right at all.
Your strength is Gabriel.
6 overs.
Give him attacking field.
Of course.
And tell Gabriel, give me 4 overs of 150 miles.
Hostility.
And shot lifting to the neck.
Of course. That's what I want.
That bowling was too tame, Luby. Too tame. Ashwin scored 100 on that.
I call that Nanadu. That was Nanadu, man.
Well, for the local panels, for our listeners who might know what Mr. Lubak is saying, Nanadu means sweet food.
Sweet food.
Sweet food. Easy food.
That's a term in cricket. They don't say Nanadu.
A term used in the local Creole in Dominica called Nanadu means sweet pie. Okay.
Let's look back on the West Indies team.
We still want our listeners to join us in our conversation. I think we have another caller. Welcome to Sports Rap.
Well, it seems nobody call you. I say, let me call again.
Call again, Dangles.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
You know what I find with the Indians?
Yes.
I find, they're all on top. Even after winning taking the first inning, I find they were looking too extremely serious by taking ball from the ground and appeal until game start again. I find that was very much, especially the captain.
The captain is an easy fella. Kohli is a hard captain, boy.
He's a hard what?
Hard cap.
He has to behave himself, because those kind of the way they behave over there, just doing what they feel like.
He's very controversial.
Kohli, yes.
Very controversial.
I look at Mr. Face, man.
Kohli's face is rough, boy.
He looks at the Latino.
Mr. Fierce.
You find he looks fierce, Dangles?
Yeah.
Yes.
And, Bisa could see the man pick up the ball from the ground.
Oh, the catch at the wicket. Boy, they were mad about it. They felt he was caught behind. It was Samuel,
yes.
Who was given not out. The catch behind, you remember?
Yeah, but
it was a doubtful thing.
Of course.
But Kohli was determined. Because
I saw
the guy from the pavilion told him he was out.
Yes.
Gamble, the manager.
People don't behave that way.
Yes.
You have this to spare. You are fully in control.
That's how hard they play the game.
You look so disfigured. And with the beard again, Mr. Luke, but I would run out myself.
So he's not a very handsome fella then, Kohli, Dangles.
What is it?
He's not a very handsome fella, Kohli.
No, well, he cannot be handsome with that face. Anyway.
Okay, Dangles.
Okay, I don't want to hold you all back because I know when that fella from the Caribbean Reserve called, well, that's another hour.
Barry.
Okay, then.
Okay, right. Yes.
Ozzy, you made a point about Holder. Something must be wrong in the West Indies right now. Something is wrong with us.
To have both Holder and Brathwaite.
Something. Also, the other look and see what happened. Let's look at the Indians. What they have done.
India has a powerful team.
Of course.
India 20 years ago couldn't play fast bowling.
But they have fast bowlers.
Today they have some of the best fast bowlers. Shami,
how it was done?
Sharma, Yadav. Good pace, Yadav is one of the fastest in the world.
Just now, as Sebastian said last week.
And they have other fast bowlers,
They got this Australian fast bowler, Lilly.
Dennis Lilly was there about 20 years ago.
Well, whatever he did.
And he transformed.
Dividends.
Yeah.
We took Ambrose. We said about you want something more technical.
Yeah.
The most feared bowler at the time.
And to replace Ambrose, see who you have, Eswick. This guy looks like a sumo wrestler.
With two big chin in his neck,
Let's face it, man. How are you going to do that really now?
To Ambrose?
To pick as fella, what's his name? Eswick. I don't know if my Probably I have bad eyes. I can't what I'm seeing though. You see what I'm seeing?
I can't believe that all, man. Something went wrong.
The coach himself, Simmons, is huge too, you know.
He can hardly walk.
These guys can't walk.
He can hardly walk.
They can't go up the steps. Yes, we can run up and show you a thing.
But something is wrong with us. Something is wrong with us, Ozzy. Our preparation is terrible. We have to do much. We have to spend the board must in terms of
our management team.
It's terrible.
And who's the main coach now? Stewart Williams.
Williams.
That's a big name in cricket.
Nonsense, man, Ozzy.
I mean, Stewart Williams played some cricket for the winning level. He won the test matches.
And some of the players look very, very small. They look. Players look very small.
The bowlers, the cricketers, the players.
Yes, the players
look like schoolboys. Fit farmers.
I'm telling you,
not even six farmers.
I can't understand at all, man.
I don't understand it. This guy's in Grove and Lobby.
When we were, when Western was a team to reckon with, the players looked solid, well built.
Even though they were in their teens, they were big.
You look at
Sobers at 17 was a big fella.
You look at Haynes and Greenwich going up to bat.
These are big guys.
What are you talking about, man?
Well, you see Brathwaite going to bat, and that drinker, man, you wonder, two little boys, Lobby, but they don't give the impression that they. Looking like competitors.
No, also it has to do with the training. When you had this Australian, what's his name?
Mr. Witt. Dennis Witt.
He produced. He was very, very productive.
Yes,
he was very productive.
Physiotherapist guy.
The fast bowlers could bowl. They could bowl for at least.
I think we hold your thoughts about Dennis Witt. A caller trying to join the conversation. Caller, yes. Welcome to Sports Rap caller. Hello. Hello, Sports Rap.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I got through at last.
Okay, good to have you.
Not Sabroach, Sally.
Oh, Sabroach, my good Sabi, man.
How are you doing? How are you?
Yes.
I trying since when you were by yourself.
Oh, by myself. You're trying to help me.
And only now I succeed.
Okay, Sabi.
And while I was talking about, I did not see a sport. And I've been one that has never been in favor of Holder.
Holder being captain. He can't command the pick.
True.
Yeah, because you drop
Sammy.
Right. And then you pick Holder as the captain.
Same kind of cricketers who can't command. Worse again.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he cannot motivate like Sammy.
But it's true.
And so
You're right.
In the last series there, Holder was not fit.
No, not fit. No,
not fit. He was breaking down in almost every match.
Yeah.
You're correct, Sabi, yes.
Yeah, he was not fit.
And he doesn't deserve to command. He doesn't command the pick.
He doesn't command the pick.
No.
And Bradford is a better cricketer.
Bradford is a better, and Bradford has to play after him.
After him now.
If they want to drop a medium pacer, they must drop Bradford because Holder is the captain.
But you can't drop Blackwood.
Exactly.
I am dropping Blackwood.
No, gentlemen, that's the same thing about Blackwood. 2 zeros.
Blackwood.
Now, the fact is that historically, our number 5 and 6 batsmen, when you look through the ages, one was an individual who would stay in the wicket and bat with tailenders, like a Chandra Paul.
Or even before that, Joe Solomon's days.
Batsman like from Gary Sobers,
yes.
When they go down the line, and our number 5 and 6 batsmen has always been one that would stay with
and
the
hold things together.
And then the other one,
like a Larry Gomes,
a match winner,
and
slam the ball in because they are facing the old ball.
That's correct. Remember Larry Gomes in the middle order, man? Larry Gomes.
Larry Gomes in the middle order to hold the end.
Hold things together.
And then Cammy Smith.
Yeah.
Cammy Smith, who died.
Collie Smith.
Collie Smith
Collie.
was a swashbuckling fellow.
Yeah, Collie.
Go there and hit the ball.
And the other guy, yeah.
But
Clive Lloyd, Butcher, Basil Butcher.
Clive Lloyd.
Basil Butcher.
Butcher.
Basil Butcher, those kind of fellows.
What?
Simon Nurse.
Simon Nurse.
Simon Nurse. So you have no right to drop Chandra Paul because you did not have a replacement.
Yeah.
They say bring in the youth.
Blackwood can replace Chandra Paul.
Technically,
he has not shown it.
There are some areas in his batting he has to improve on.
A lot.
You know.
And you have to be disciplined and you know.
Yeah.
He plays rash shots.
That is
well. They bend in rules for some people.
Yeah.
I mean, there would be a good man out there. Or had hitting fella in the middle there.
Pollard
in the middle order would be very good.
Of course. You bend in rules for everything.
Yes, you're right.
You wait, and you cannot bring in Pollard.
Pollard should even be captain of West Indies.
Of course.
Yeah, that's number 6. And he could even captain the West Indies team. Pollard.
He could even captain the side.
Yeah, in my opinion.
I don't see why.
And honestly, I don't see why Holder is captain of the West Indies. I was never in favor.
Never.
Because I always felt it's just like when they put Courtney Walsh to captain the West Indies side. I said Courtney Walsh will not perform.
Yes. You're right.
Yeah.
Very right.
Yeah.
Courtney Walsh.
And it showed.
Yes.
Yeah, fast ball. When you check the history of West Indies cricket, fast ball has never been well as captain.
Yes, he's a batsman. A middle order batsman.
A batsman.
Yes.
He's always a batsman.
Middle order.
Give Richard.
Yeah. Garfield Sobers. Garfield Sobers.
from Antigua.
Yes.
Viv. Richardson and Viv.
Richardson.
Yeah, and so those, you have a batsman in the middle that can go there and make a difference. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, so I don't think I have much hope, you know.
It looks like a fall of.
The thing is that I have my work to do, and the cricket is on, and I must watch.
You seen it live, Sabi? You see it live?
Yeah, I use my computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have your work to do, but you can't not watch the cricket. You're preoccupied with the cricket.
I used to get up midnight to watch West Indies play.
I know.
All night long.
I know that.
That's what we used to do.
Yes, all night long I watch my cricket. You lose your sleep for cricket, man. You want to see a contest.
Of course.
You want to see
a contest. Yes. Yeah.
But you know my number one over in Test cricket that I have seen was when Holding bowled that first over
in England
on the first Test match to boycott.
That piss.
That piss.
Yeah.
Piss like fire.
That's over.
Yes.
I mean, I said I could have gone, man. After I saw that
was enough for the day.
Boycott never played one ball, and the sixth ball, Holding clean bowling. Little stump when got the ball.
Yes. Those were the days. Now we have some dibbly doubles bowling. Dibbly doubles, they call it.
You have a test match, and then you have a fast bowler, Gabriel, and then the man can bowl more than 3-4 overs.
3-4 overs. And Gabriel is put in cotton wool. They put him in cotton wool.
And nobody on the other side to be bowling well, to give him a little incentive to continue and bowl 7 overs.
You have 2 medium pacers. Holder and Brathwaite.
If he has somebody on the other side, that will take 1 wicket.
Yes.
And so, it will give him an incentive to go on and then bowl an extra 2-3 overs.
So, Sarboch, do you see that the West Indies team ever taking 20 wickets in a test match to win a test match?
No, but we don't have the bowlers.
We don't have the weapons for that.
Firepower.
Bishu,
he looks ordinary.
Bishu will take 2-3 wickets.
Yeah, Bishu is reasonable.
Bishu will give you
plenty runs. Yes.
He will. Bishu is a good bowler to break partnerships to me.
Yeah. He's lucky to break the partnerships.
But to rely on Bishu
as a front line
bowler. But why that bowler that bowls so Badri?
Oh, Badri can't because he
from Trinidad. Badri has been bowling well over the years.
Yes. You see, players like Badri are lost to Test cricket because of he doesn't play the regional 4-day tournament, so he's not eligible to play Test cricket. Samuel Badri.
They never picked him, so he never.
So he's playing his franchise cricket.
Yep.
But he's a very good bowler, Sam Badri.
Yes.
If West Indies would pick all the men available to them, they would have a strong team, you know.
Of course. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. But these guys are...
Did you read the article on Gale?
On Gale? No, which article?
Gale is one of the richest men
I know.
in the world.
Yes, Gale is...
$15 million.
Yes, Gale is worth more than that now. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Gale is super rich. Yeah. That's a joke. I think Gale has more than that. That's an understatement.
That's what they reported last week.
15 million.
Yeah.
I think Gale is way past 20 million.
No. That was incorrect.
That figure is conservative. Gale is more.
What the article said last week.
Gale is in the 20 something.
20, high 20s.
Yeah.
High 20s.
That figure was was grossly understated.
But you know that Gale made this statement once that he's still interested in playing his Test cricket.
Yes, he made that statement. But yes. How serious he is. Yeah. But he's not fit to play a Test match either, Gale.
But let us face it.
Gil can't stay in the field for a day.
We have been.
But Gil half it would be better than what we have.
Obviously.
Well, even a quarter of Gil would be better.
Yeah.
Because
you put him to fill in the slip.
Yes.
Because
he's a good slip man.
Yeah, he can fill in slips, yes.
What we have now.
You don't give him too much work to do. Yeah.
And he can bowl a bit, he can give you a few overs.
And he can still bowl some off breaks for you. He can still bowl some tight off breaks for you. Anyhow, Sabi, let's hope the best on Saturday next test match. So what changes you going?
Well, I have no choice. I will always, although I'm moving house, I'm going to be busy. But
okay, but
I have work to do.
You'll still be checking it. Yes, diehard fans like us, we can't help but still keep in touch.
Yes, man.
Because it's in your blood.
Yeah.
Okay, Sabi, man. All right, good evening.
And I am always, I don't miss one,
Oh, you're always listening.
When you don't hear me, it's because I try to call and I don't succeed.
Okay. Well, we'll have to put you in a fan club then to make sure.
I always listen.
Okay.
You'll be in the fan club.
You'll be in the fan club from now on then. Herbert Sabrook. Okay then. Okay, man. Right. Good evening to you.
Ozzy, but let us face it.
Yeah, go ahead, Lobby.
I look at Gabriel. You cannot have a fast bowler who gives only 4 or 5 or
3-4
during a test match, This is ridiculous. I would like to know, first of all, his work ethics. Someone I'd like to know what is his work ethics, because he's supposed to contribute much more than that. All right,
the Indians were criticizing him in his management. And say, how can you have Gabriel to bowl 3-4 overs and then put him in cotton wool and go back for him later on? Nah, the man was bowl.
Of course, man. It's either he's not fit something, it's either he's not fully fit.
Exactly.
When anything happened, I'm said, Holder and Gabriel.
They take long to bring him back.
I'm telling you. Yeah. So don't forget, in the ODI, that's how your team Australia won, because he had to bowl 10, he bowled 6 overs, and that was it.
Couldn't bowl again.
So something is wrong. So you have 2 unfit players there. That is the captain and Gabriel. They are nursing injuries. It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the weakest bowling I've ever seen. I have seen,
I can't see how that team can get 20 wickets.
No, man.
And you must get 20 wickets to win a test match.
And
you have to get 20 wickets to win a test match, You have to bowl the team twice. Ken West Indies bowled out India twice. They can hardly do it once.
You have to be fit,
Yeah.
If you're not fit,
you
cannot perform, You can't compete.
Yeah.
Because Sabush made a valid point there. He speaks about number 5 and number 6 batsman to that stabilizer. You have Blackwood as number 6, Blackwood. Technically, he has some serious technical problems.
He's the ball in the air too much.
But that's
fine.
He
loves the ball.
He's like an ODI player. He's like an ODI or T20 player.
Yeah.
So that is where, in terms of...
He plays too many get-out shots.
That is where also in terms of the coaching, in terms of evaluating players at the end of a series. Who is the person going to evaluate the players, look at their weaknesses and work? So we have to our coaching. Something is wrong somewhere. The board must get involved, because you have players on a retainer's contract. You are paying them a monthly salary. All right? Much more must be done in terms of monitoring the players. What are they doing at home?
Yeah.
Something has to be done. We cannot be, that is just, and also something else happened, Ozzy. If you observe, for the 4 or 5 days in Antigua, there are about 50 people, 50?
Oh, yes. That's a point I want to raise and explore the question of attendance. The kind of crowds we're seeing now, can Test cricket survive in the Caribbean?
No, listen.
But a while, the first day's play, I don't think there were 10 people in the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. 10 people, apart from the cricketers themselves and the officials and whatever, scorers. Right. I don't think there were 10 people on the stands.
But you know what happened?
Man, I can't believe it.
No, it was carnival time. First of all, how could this test match be arranged
just
in Antigua?
Before carnival time.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Something that is just ridiculous.
The timing in Antigua.
Of course, it was just ridiculous.
I think we have a caller. Yes, caller, we're trying to get you on to the Welcome to Sports Wrap, caller.
Hello.
Go ahead, caller. Make your contribution.
Good evening.
Hello, me.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
I'm hearing you very low.
You're hearing us clearly.
I have a fan there. Let me put it off.
A fan you have there. Okay, put it off.
I think the West Indies bowling.
Brother Barry.
Yeah, Brother Barry.
Give me enough work to do. And then
Holder.
he is not supportive. So when you have 4 overs being bowled as a pace man, that is not work. Wesley Hall bowled 16 overs from the nursery end in 1963, against England, and we almost won the game. But the West Indies pace attack, as you all said, is Nanadu. We need somebody to support
Gabriel. Whom do you see? Do you see Cummins or do you see Alzari Joseph as that replacement? Who would you pick?
Well, Cummins would have more experience
Yes.
than Alzari Joseph.
But
Alzari Joseph has just begun playing.
Yeah, who has more pace?
The pace.
Cummins, I think Alzari.
I think Alzari has a little more pace.
Much more, Ozzy.
Well, I go in for the raw pace,
I'm going for the raw pace. He need the exposure.
Let's say Barry.
Alzari only started to play under 19 cricket, and he's still pretty young.
Well, remember the fellow from South Africa? Kagiso Rabada is only 19 too, when he was picked.
But he has more experience than...
A little more than Alzari.
He has been playing test cricket,
But listen, Barry, there must be a first time.
Yes,
there must be a first time. So you have to expose him. There must be a first time.
Especially if you're a bowler.
You're a bowler, you have to expose.
You can push pitchfork a bowler more than a batsman.
I mean, yes.
A bowler, pace bowler.
I hear about the word experience. You have to start. There must be a first game.
Get the experience.
Get the experience. It's by playing him.
Let's say Barry still. Go ahead, Barry.
There must be a first time.
Yes.
Because and I think if they had played him in Antigua, although we did not have too many spectators at the test match, but that would have spurred him on.
Yes.
Because he wants home, he'll be having home advantage, and he wants to perform in his island. But I think he should play.
You think Jamaica will have bigger crowds, Barry?
Jamaica, yes, will have bigger crowds in Jamaica, because what you have in Jamaica is that you have the Kingston Cricket Club. And these people there, they get their regular tickets to go and see the test match. Okay, but Antigua I don't think Antigua has that type of thing. Like, if it was in Trinidad, you'd have more people because they have their group.
But apart from
them, Trinidad Posse?
Yeah, the Trinidad Posse.
Right.
But it's a far cry from what you see in Australia and England.
True.
England, no matter what test match, the stands are always full, Barry.
The population.
Those are the crowds in England.
But at the moment they are playing the what blast, something blast, and the crowds are always there because remember all the counties have their support, and these fellas want to perform to go in the test team.
But you see the test match like England-Pakistan, you have a sellout crowd.
Because the Pakistanis are Indians.
Even in the Indian CPL.
Yes.
So I wonder if this people doesn't work.
But I find the crowds at test matches, especially. Huge. Dominica crowd were not too bad in test cricket. True. But even St. Lucia, the crowd is very poison. Yes. Yes.
We are starved for test cricket in Dominica.
Yeah, Dominica always get a good crowd.
Starved for test cricket.
Yes.
Dominicans want to see the cricketers because we can't see them on TV.
A lot of people asking when is the next team coming here,
But I think next year we might have Bangladesh. Afghanistan.
Oh yes, Afghanistan is coming to the Caribbean to play some one-day internationals. They might have one in Dominica.
They might have one in Dominica or even two.
Yeah, Afghanistan is a good one-day team,
Yes, good one-day team.
And but they beat West Indies
in the T20, yes.
In one of the matches.
Yes.
But at that time, West Indies was not West Indies.
But still, the crowd in Antigua was very pathetic.
It was a carnival weekend. Carnival weekend.
Huh? You had 10 people there look at the game, you had a whole big crowd.
I saw a person slipping, people were slipping, and 2 or 3 people taking the whole stand for themselves,
But of course, the man had a whole stand for himself.
No, but there was this was a serious loss, Get receipts for the border.
But you're a poor crowd, so you have no real motivation.
But the first thing I said, Barry, when I saw that, I said, hello, it's carnival time in Antigua. How on earth? That's not how on earth could you go and, the peak, the highlight of this weekend, you're going to have test. Come, give me a break, man.
Yeah. But in Barbados, Aussie, tonight there's a big game for Sobers.
Oh, yes, Sobers.
Because Sobers has turned 80 today.
Sobers has turned 80 today.
Yeah, 28. He was born on the 28th of July, 1936.
Okay, I know it's in July, so you're right. Today is Sobers' 80th birthday, Sir Garfield Sobers.
If you could get CBC, you'd listen to the game live, because they'll bring it live on TV, likewise CBC.
Yes.
So I'll be listening to it in a while.
Okay, I know.
But you have Ravi Shastri. I think you have Barry Richards. Barry Richards and Ambrose. I don't know if he's playing, but I know some of the greats are coming down.
So you'll be listening to that match?
I'll be listening to it, most definitely. But CBC will be carrying it.
Okay.
And then, of course, it is big for Sobers, and of course, it is Barbados' 50th anniversary. So they are celebrating it big.
A double.
Yeah, because Sobers is the only living legend in Barbados now. And Wicks is 90.
Yeah,
but Wicks is not I think Wicks is not a legend, I don't think. But Sobers is a legend.
Wicks is not a legend?
Of course, you don't think he's a legend?
I don't know, but they say Barbados' only living legend is Sobers.
Right.
And Wicks is still alive.
Well, Wicks is an icon then.
Yeah, Wicks is 90. He just like saying our partner who just died there, Kozia.
Oh, Kozia.
Kozia is highly respected in Barbados,
Yeah, well,
he is highly respected.
Well, I mean, not only Barbados internationally, everywhere in the world, cricket is played, and people know of Kozia.
Somebody in Dominica we do not picture too highly, Hafiz Shillingford. Hafiz Shillingford has been writing some good articles,
Oh, yes.
And giving you history of cricket in Dominica. But we do not think of him. They say Hafiz is too old.
Who says? Nobody says that.
I don't know.
Who says that?
Hafiz doesn't carry commentary again.
Well, we haven't got, look, Barry, we haven't got respect in this country for seniority at all. We don't respect people.
So Barry's gone, man.
Yes.
Barry ran out of units.
But
I think we have another caller though. Welcome to Sports Rap caller.
Let me tell you, Antigua boycotted the match,
Antigua boycotted the match?
Yeah.
Why you say so?
Let me tell you, they took out Ambrose without no reason.
Thank you.
Because of Ambrose.
And plus they didn't pick the young fella.
The young Joseph.
The young Joseph fella. I see. A boycott then.
Yeah, that was a boycott.
I also had that, on my mind. I'm saying myself,
Boycott the game.
Yeah, man.
You remember a few years ago it happened in Barbados?
Yes, I remember there was some protests in Barbados.
Yes, exactly. So that's what happened.
No, but caller, it was a level of madness to have removed Ambrose. Exactly. That insult. It's like, to me, that was like discrimination.
Yes, and who they put there? The man just relaxed, they did nothing.
Estwick.
Like a big blubber.
Can you see Estwick running up the ball in the nets to show an outswinger or in-swinger?
And I heard one of your callers say the young fella bowled 4 overs for 63 runs.
Yes, is that correct?
That's a different thing,
That's one-day cricket. That's different. Yes.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Yes, the young his name is Alzari Joseph. He said he bowled 4 overs for 68 runs. Is that true? I don't know. I don't follow the CPL.
And even
though it is true, that's not test cricket.
And you know that he hit in them fellas' helmet?
Hit them. He broke it. He cracked the helmet.
Exactly.
Well, I didn't see the game, so I don't know.
I saw that, Ozzy. He cracked the helmet,
All right.
Yeah.
But is it a fact it's 4 overs yielded 68 runs?
Well, the 20 overs is a vitey.
Yes, he does, yes.
Yeah. Because if you notice, Coley didn't make a 6, in 200 and something runs.
Coley, yes.
You make a 6,
Yeah. I wouldn't worry that because, as you say, different kind of cricket they one-day T20 thing as against a test match is a vast difference.
Exactly.
You can't compare the two.
Yeah.
So I don't find that it was made sense to have mentioned that.
I would not.
Yes. Caller, so you're saying that there was a boycott in Antigua?
Yeah, man.
All right, thank you for your observation. All right. Boycott, yes.
Ozzy, I thought about the carnival, but I also I'm saying, you don't think that it's because of the Ambrose? They remove Ambrose on the staff. I said so, you know.
But I don't see where does Eswick come from? But Eswick and Simmons together, but a pair of, how you describe them, Lobby?
Sumo wrestlers, man.
And they sit together, you know. Well, these guys look as though the whole day they can't move,
but they can't move. Simmons look very uncomfortable. He look, you know, it's ridiculous. Also, you have to lead by example, you know. The coach, look, don't because believe that you're, you know.
They don't look the part.
Seriously.
I'll say no more about it.
And I look at him, he has two big chins, like the foreign players.
Who's that?
Eswick, you know.
Two big chins?
Yeah, you know. Looking like a soccer boy now.
He's like the fast bowler called Roach.
Roach, you know.
Roach has some big chins around his
neck.
It
looked like, you know, and while he was about to deliver, it burst, you know. And there was a big hula, you know. I said to myself, it's ridiculous, man.
Roddy Estwick.
You have to lead by you must lead by example. We have look, we in the Western Aussie, we are hurting. The people are hurting right now.
Yeah.
And to save something there must be sanity, right? Something must be done.
Yeah.
You have to first of all look and see, as I said earlier on, in terms of the preparation of our players. We have to bring in the youth. Are they ready? Mm-hmm. What are their work ethics? Are they disciplined? You had, for example, when we played Australia, Aussie in Dominica recently, that the West Indies team, they were at Fort Young, and people saw them going in Duvanjo. Mm-hmm. The players they went in ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So they have a discipline. They have a don't care attitude.
Yeah. So, what do you think of the West Indies openers, Chandrika? I think you can see this guy is not. He hasn't got what it takes, Lobby, Chandrika. But who can you replace him with?
Thank you very much.
Which other opener? Do we have a caller? I think we have another caller. Welcome to Sports Rap Caller. Chandrika to me doesn't look the part, but who will replace Chandrika to open the batting?
Hello?
Yes, caller. Welcome to Sports Rap.
It's me again.
Oh, Roy.
Yeah, first thing, let me just let you know, there's a lady by the name of Ursula who had won the competition with regards to the netballers.
Yes.
Yeah, and she was telling me that, she lives in Florida, in Miami, and she was telling me she never received her prize, or the person they were supposed to have given the prize to, she has never received it, so she has asked me to tell you all that, to ask Miniers to let them have the prize.
Oh, the netball prize.
Netball prize.
Yeah, she had won it.
Prize.
Yes.
Yeah,
what's her full name?
Yeah, right now we are doing good in Fort Lauderdale, in Lauderdale, but which is in Fort Lauderdale. It's 89 for 2. The Bajans are batting now, so things. I know you're not so much interested in that.
CPL,
but
no.
I wonder who was responsible for putting the schedule together, because here it is. You have one match in Lauderdale today. It started at 7. You have another match tomorrow at 7. You have 2 more matches. You have 2 matches on Sunday, one at 12 and one at 4. And then you have 2 other matches on Sunday, 2 matches on Saturday, one at 12 and one at 4. And on Sunday, you have another match, 12 at 4. And then you have the test match now from 11 o'clock our time, which is Jamaica 10 o'clock, to 6 o'clock. So why should they have all those matches, especially with West Indians playing just around the same time and the same weekend? And those of us who love our Australians, then you have the Australian which coming in about midnight. Oh, by the way, I didn't hear you mention anything about New Zealand and Zimbabwe, but there's a test match between New Zealand and Zimbabwe, which is going on now.
Yes,
I
yes,
think
yes.
I heard you mention that.
No, I didn't mention it, but you're right. New Zealand are playing Zimbabwe.
And Zimbabwe could be, I think they scored 169 and New Zealand scored 2-3 and something like that. But what I'm saying, what I'm really talking about is the West Indies. Why would they put all those matches in that
I
one
see.
weekend?
Whoever.
To me, it really doesn't make sense because, the West Indian cricket population is not that great or big like India, Pakistan, Australia, or England.
Yeah.
There are many, and then you have to in those matches. It just doesn't make sense to me. Okay? I just thought I'd pass that on to you guys. Thank you very much.
Okay, Roy. Good man, Roy. I think we have a few seconds, Lodi. Yes,
few seconds.
Right, so the test match is Saturday, and we wish the West Indies all the best, and hope Alzari Joseph makes his debut, and we wish him all the best. And we wish the West Indies can at least make it a contest.
I'm telling you.
Make it a contest, please. Don't be mauled by India like that, like 2-for-1 in this thing. We want a fight, a competition. So, I think it's time to say goodbye, Lobi.
Yes.
We've come to the end of another sports wrap. It's just a few seconds short of 8 o'clock. So, we have to just wind up now here in the studios. In fact, it's 7:58, I see.
8 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock. Well, the clock on the wall says 7:58 and a half, but we're told it's 8 o'clock. Right, so there you are, sports fans. Once again, Sports Wrap, 2 hours have come and gone. Very interesting, and we hope the West Indies team can do much better. Second test match at Sabina Park. Is it Sabina Park? I know it's in Jamaica, and that's where the second test starts. Jamaica, of course, will be 11 o'clock our time. The match would start. Channel 13 for mapping listeners and viewers. So we wish the West Indies all the best. And on behalf of Emmanuel Loblack, is Ozzy Lewis saying thanks for listening. Until next Thursday, it's bye-bye from Sports.
Gentlemen, and good night. Thank you. And we are sure that there is hope with the United Workers' Party. There is hope that we are going to bring about the change that this Dominica requires. We know that you trekked long and hard tonight. I want to say to my left, your right, by $3 plus is the women's arm bar. Please patronize it. Please, if you have to buy anything, patronize the women's arm bar. At this time, we're going to bring you greetings from Peebush. Our caretaker, Mrs. Unica Victor, is out of state, but we know she is listening. And her chairman, the chairman of her constituency association, it gives me pleasure in bringing to the podium Mr. Melvin George to represent and bring greetings from the Peebush constituency.
Workers, good evening, good evening. It's a joy to see you here this evening. I bring you warm greetings from the People's Constituency. Ladies and gentlemen, the People's Constituency comprises Kalibishi, Ben, Pebush. And Kalibishi is been served under the Marigot Hospital, a hospital that serves the entire Northeast. So there's no way we're going to sit aside and allow this Labour Party to destroy this hospital. So we have to join in this march here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Northeast, there was farmers. They did very well for themselves and their children. This Labour Party has destroyed agriculture. And what we are seeing today in the Northeast is a passport economy. Passport selling, a few benefiting, and the majority struggling. We want to say to Roosevelt Skerrit and the Dominican Labour Party that we want to own our own money. We don't want to be beggars. And that's why we are joining in this march here this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I want to tell you, thank you for coming. I want to be short because there are number of speakers after us. Keep the struggle. Do not give up because change is definitely coming. Once again, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. George. We want to let you know that we are live. So those of us who are in Lagos, we are live on Q95 now. And those of us who are in the House of Assembly, we are live on all radio and TV. So UWPR is live everywhere. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I was extremely proud to be part of the 1,000-man march this afternoon. I was proud. I never knew that we could sing that well. And I am sure that we shook the foundations of Roseau with our singing. That we shall overcome. The time is coming when the government, you're letting me down. The time is coming when the government, the time is coming when the government, the time is coming when the government must liberate Dominica. We are going to take back our country from these people who are unscrupulous in their governance. We are going to show them that we are prepared to give the people of Dominica hope. And we are going to continue with that process by calling to the podium our former Minister of Education, the caretaker for the La Plaine constituency, the Honorable Ronald Green. Give him a warm welcome, please.
People, my brothers and sisters, good night. Marchers, good night. People of Dominica, good night. First, I want you to give yourself a hand of applause for the unity, for the peace, and for the determination you showed this afternoon in that display that we had today. I would say to you that it is only with this kind of unity, doubled and tripled, will we get justice and jobs in this Dominica. Only with the kind of unity we displayed today and more will we get electoral reform, brothers and sisters. So today was a good start, and we need to make sure we build up from here. Brothers and sisters, yes, I have been bruised, I have been damaged, I have been stolen from twice. But brothers and sisters, I can speak, but it's not about me, nor is it about you individually. I also spent 5 terms, brothers and sisters, as an elected village councillor. Local democracy in action, Edward Oliver LeBlanc's dream. But today, that dream is being stained and disrespected, brothers and sisters, so I can speak. But it's not about me, nor is it about you individually. And on top of that, I spent 19 years in the parliament, the highest democratic body in this country, brothers and sisters. But I can say to you tonight, even whilst the parliament is going on, that its potential as a democratic institution has not been fulfilled. It is limited, it is choked, it is stifled, it is abused, brothers and sisters. Very much different from what our colonial masters have done with their own parliament. Today, our colonial masters have a once-a-week parliamentary question period of the Prime Minister. Every week, the Prime Minister of England must go and answer questions to the Parliament and to others, brothers and sisters. An example of a modernized Parliament, so I can speak. But it's not about me, nor is it about you individually. What is it about? It is about, brothers and sisters, what it is about is what we articulated in 2005. In 2005, we laid down, brothers and sisters, what would be required in order for us to have free and fair elections. We said fair access to the state media, that's DBS and GIS. We said voter ID cards. We said a clean list. And we said, number 4, international observers. So what progress have we made? What results have we seen? Where are we? What has actually been done, brothers and sisters? Are we better today than we were in 2005? Clearly, the answer is no. I don't see it, and you don't see it. None of us see any results in these areas, brothers and sisters. We have added campaign finance reform to that list of 4. So that what we have seen and what we have observed closely is that 2009 and 2014 have passed. And, brothers and sisters, this Skerrit-led Labour Party has used that opportunity to only perfect the corruption that they started in 2005. They've done it better in 2009 and even better in 2014. More corruption, better corruption, brothers and sisters. So clearly, we're at a crossroads. If we don't see fair elections, there will be no change in Dominica. And then what will we continue to see? More corruption, crime, greed. We will begin and continue to see more unemployment, brothers and sisters. And we will see more personal enrichment. That is what will reign. And our beloved Dominica, brothers and sisters, will be no longer the paradise that God intended it to be. So this is a sad time. And today we meet in solidarity, we march in unity, we march in peace and in determination in order to signal that it is a sad time and that it is only this unity, this determination that is going to get us over. It is only that unity and determination that will make us become what we should be, which is the envy of the Caribbean and the world. A model democracy. There's no reason we shouldn't be, brothers and sisters. When we add those demands of 2005 to what we have put forward, term limits, parliamentary reform, local government strengthening, independent institutions like our Electoral Commission and our Integrity Commission being safeguarded and strengthened, when we add a revived and revitalized civil society together with the demands for electoral reform, we indeed will have a model democracy, something the entire Caribbean and the world will envy. So, brothers and sisters, this is our time. This is our time, and this is why we are here today. This is what we are here to struggle for. This is what every patriot must continue to stand up for. We have to fix our economy and get the jobs we need, and we have to move so that we can, in fact, have the model democracy that we know we can. Dominicans worldwide are looking out to what we do. I am sure today all Dominicans, wherever they are looking closely at what happened in Roseau today. Our stand has been a dignified stand, and from here we must go forward. But I will say, in here go wash a Shimela. And we all know what that go wash is. The time has come. Let us struggle together. Let us ensure that we begin to push aside that go wash. And I say to you, hold tight, Chebe4. Thank you very much for beginning today, and let us continue so that we will build the Dominica we all know we can have. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you, Honorable Ron Green. And now we move on. As we leave the Parliament, our parliamentarians are coming here, and we have with us now the Honorable Senator Dr. Thompson Fountain, who is going to address us.
Good night, Dominica. Good night to all of you here and listening. This afternoon, the steps of the 1,000 patriots marching around the streets of Roseau was heard loud and clear by the government of Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. This march, this night, represents the beginning of the end of this Roosevelt Skerrit administration. The 1,000 marchers will become 2,000. It will become 3,000. It will become 4,000. It will grow to 10, 15, 20,000 until we match down this government of Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. And so I'm here tonight. I still have my piece for the Parliament, waiting patiently. Waiting. I'm still waiting. I don't want to hold it. Do I have to hold it? Okay. All right. Well, I'll just hold it. I'm still waiting patiently to make my presentation in Parliament tonight, because we've been issued with a budget by a government that is clearly tired and have run out of ideas. How can a government base its entire policies, all of its policies, how can the government put the fortunes and the livelihoods of thousands of Dominicans upon the sale of passports? Something which can end tomorrow, something which can end next week. The sale of passport, it is not sustainable. There are other countries doing it. All it takes is for one bad apple for a passport to spoil the whole show. And they know that, yet they're out there boasting. They're out there boasting, throwing a million by there and another million by over there. So I need to let them know exactly that that is not how you build a country. They are boasting. The biggest boast of this government in this budget is that they have extended the Red Clinic. The Red Clinic is now going to the four corners of Dominica. And the biggest boast by a minister of government, Ian Douglas, was to say that now his constituents no longer have to take bus to go Roseau under the ministry, they can now simply go to Portsmouth. You cannot build a country on handouts. The people of this country, they want to work. The people of this country who over the years have built this country are still there and they still want to work. But this government, obviously, they're not feeling the pain. If you simply take a drive up or you go up by the Parliament building, you will see the SUVs, the $100,000 vehicles that they're driving. They do not feel the pain of the Dominican people. And so they've done nothing to stimulate growth, nothing to grow this economy. Every single thing in this country under this administration has gone down. Cruise visitors are down. Visitors to Dominica is down. Agriculture is down. Every single thing you can think at one time where we championed is now down. And so that's why I wanted to boldly proclaim tonight that the beginning of the end is here for this administration. And so I would like to encourage you tonight, do not lose hope, do not despair. I know some of us were very disappointed following the last election because they did everything in their power to steal the elections. But it is not going to happen again because by your determination, you have shown a willingness to stand up. We will be following the example of the people of Salisbury who stood up for their rights against the brutal attack of the police against them. And so that is what we will do. We will stand up. We will stand firm. We will not be moved. And as we sang tonight, we shall overcome. And we will. We will overcome. So I wanted to share these words with you tonight to encourage you to not despair. It is very easy to give up. It is very easy to say, well, why are we doing this for? Why even bother? They're going to steal the next election. They will not be given the opportunity. Because if anything like what happened the last time happens again, it will be a different ending this time. We have to make it clear to this government, and I will say it in Parliament, that we, the people of Dominica, we deserve better. After 16 years of Labour Party rule, Dominica, Cadesan, Palache, we are going down, and we're going down. We should be going up. We have bright people in this country. We have hard-working people in this country. We have people who simply want a chance at life. And yet this government is a government that is filled with nepotism and cronyism. What do I mean by this? They give the contracts to their friends. They give contracts for building to their friends. Promotions no longer based on merit, even within the police force. And I'll say it. Promotions no longer based on merit, but on your whether or not you pay allegiance to Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. And that must stop. That must stop. It is not fair that there are police officers working their butts out, working hard every day, serving this country. At the end of the day, because they don't bow to Roosevelt Skerrit, they cannot be promoted. And you have incompetence. You have incompetence being promoted. Like this officer that likes to torment me on radio. You know who he is? This guy is incompetent and should not even be in the police force. Yet he's the one who gets the promotion. And it's time we begin to speak out against these wrongs, against the people of Dominica. It is time we begin to speak out against the wrong of taking teachers and making them public servants over those public servants that have been there and know the system and have worked their hearts out. It is not right. This is what we call nepotism and cronyism, and we must put an end to this. But it is part of the wider corruption of this government. And that's why we are marching today. That's why we are standing today. And then they will say everything is personal attack. It's all right. Attack me personally. But I will keep talking. I will keep speaking. I will keep saying it as I say it, without fear or without favor. And tonight I want to speak. I want to be a voice
for those who have to protect their jobs and can't speak, for the thousands of public servants who cannot join tonight because police officers are taking pictures. In a free, democratic country, a public servant, a nurse who supports the call to march, cannot march in Dominica tonight because she fears that a police officer working for Skerrit will take a picture and she will no longer get promoted. This is not right. This is a democracy, and we have to demand the democratic rights that we deserve. And we should not just take these things for granted. And so I speak for this nurse. I speak for this other teacher who cannot do this tonight, who would love to be there, who are at their homes right now cheering us on and wishing that they could be on this 1,000 march this afternoon, but who were denied because they fear that the next time they go to the classroom, that is it for their careers. And that is the fear that this government is holding over the people of Dominica. And it is wrong, and it must stop. And so, we will continue to fight against corruption. I'm not even going to talk about the Panama Papers and the millions of dollars. And you heard our leader yesterday in a brilliant expose of this corrupt administration. All today, they're crying, they're complaining, oh, you know, he spoke, he never mentioned the numbers and so on. And they are trembling. And yesterday, I wish I could have taken a video of those expressions yesterday when the leader, blow after blow, blow after blow, bap, bap, bap. And you can see their faces. You know why? Because truth has a way of cutting. Truth cuts. Truth cuts. So when the leader spoke about our prime minister cutting cake and wiping his mouth in the middle of free men who have been arrested, one died, 2 others facing jail in the United States, you could see that that was going through. And when he spoke of the Panama Papers, you could see people beginning to tremble. And when he spoke of the fact that the hundreds of millions of dollars collected from the sale of passports must come into the consolidated fund, there was complete silence. And we're not stopping there, you know. These passports, they were sold on the behalf of Dominica. They belong in the consolidated fund. $143 million can go a long way to providing jobs for the suffering people of this country. $143 million can go a long way to provide inputs for the farmers of this country. $143 million can go a long way to buy the boats to take our produce to Barbados and to Trinidad and to St. Martin. And so they give crumbs to the Dominicans. So they throw 15 million on the hoteliers and beat themselves on the chest and say, we've done all we can for the hotel sector. What does $15 million do? And even if, let's assume the hoteliers take a loan from that $15 million and they fix up their rooms, they fix up their hotels, how are they going to pay it back? The visitors are not coming into Dominica. We heard the Minister of Tourism in Parliament today combine ferry arrivals with those arriving in the airport as air transportation. Since when ferries just fly in the air? And that's what they do. Those kind of tricks to fool the people. The fact of the matter is there are not enough stay-over visitors coming to this country. So whether or not to give this millions of dollars to the hoteliers, all they will have is more loans. And eventually the banks will have to seize the property. They're talking about Kempinski. And I asked the minister today on a sidebar as he was talking about Kempinski. I said, when do we expect this hotel to be completed? He said, in 13 months. So I'm holding him to that. 13 months, we'll see. But I have a problem with those types of developments. You cannot be building hotels in this country when people cannot get to Dominica.
Remember Jungle Bay? Jungle Bay has been one of the most successful hotel resorts in Dominica. And in order for it to maintain its success, Mr. Sam Raphael had to go find his own airline because the airlines that were available were not sufficient. It was too hard to get to Dominica. It is still too hard to get to Dominica. For the past 2 months, I've been traveling through the region. It takes me 2 days, even when I'm in Guyana or Jamaica, to get to Dominica. Nobody's going to come from the U.S. who have a 5-day holiday and spend 4 days traveling to spend 1 day in Dominica. And Mr. Sam Raphael told me that 70% of his clients would cancel. They see Jungle Bay, they love Dominica, they book the hotel, and then they go and book their tickets, and then 70% would cancel because they simply cannot get to Dominica. So we have this mad rush to build hotels, to use passport money to build hotels. So it cannot be that you're interested in the development of Dominica. That's not the way to develop this country. Why not use some of this money to build a factory for the farmers so that when the birds come, they will not get the fruit to destroy because they can sell to this factory? Why not spend this money on something that can improve the lives of the people? But yes, we boast. We get 100 million in Dominica, but the Kempinski and the others who are developing those hotels, they're taking away $400 and $500 million. This is not right. This is not right. And so, thank you. I'm just getting started, but I'm told I have 1 minute. So I understand. Like a good negotiator, I got free. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. As Angelo would say, what does he say again? All right. Okay, well, I guess that's it then. Yes, but it's not. Okay. All right. So I'll continue to talk because we're going live by radio. And they need to hear me. So if you remain quiet, then we can continue. So I'll keep talking for the radio, and in case you're wondering, we just had a break here. Now, if you listen, you will hear. Let's do it like in the old days, right? No microphones, and we're just speaking. You see, I'm loud. You see, all of you can hear me? Right. So we continue to fight this good fight. This fight is about the survival of our country. This fight is about the survival and the dignity of a once proud Dominican people. We have been beaten down. We have been pressed into the ground by an administration who was simply interested in their own self-interest. Their only interest is to add to their bank books. Their only interest is to get richer and richer and richer. But I also have some news while I'm on this. They will not be able to enjoy the millions. These millions belong to the people of Dominica. And to the people of Dominica, it will come back. And so, I would like to end how I started, by reminding you that the match today was not in vain. That this match, mark my words, tonight, this match represents the beginning of the end of the Dominica Labour Party and the administration of Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. Good night, and God bless you.
Thank you, thank you. Let's hear it for Senator Dr. Thompson. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have to continue. And we are bringing to the podium a stalwart, a fighter, a liberator himself, one who stands on principle, one who stands with his people, and one who started this march. He started it in Salisbury, and we are now 1,000 strong this afternoon. And we will be 5,000 and 10,000 and 15,000 because of his astuteness. I have the honor and the privilege to bring to the podium the Honorable Hector John. Workers! Workers! Makatanzo! Workers! Look at people! Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I feel good to be here tonight. And I bring you warm greetings from the people of Salisbury, Kulibistri, and Monwache. But also, I would like to take the opportunity to thank Dominicans at home and abroad for the support, the encouragement, the calls, the wreaths, the hugs, the kisses, the prayers during the death and burial of my mom. And the entire family of Merle Maria Isidore would like to thank you immensely. Once again, thank you and God bless you. But brothers and sisters, my mother would want me to sit down in Salisbury with this happening in Roseau tonight. She knew what I believed in, what I stood for, and what I continue to stand for. My family instilled values in me, and these values will continue to run through my blood. They will run through my veins. And this value is to stand up for my brothers and sisters. And tonight, brothers and sisters, I joined the match a bit late. I was home taking a little rest because of all the hustles for the past couple of weeks. And coming up to town, you're getting the vibe that workers is sending a loud message. The United Workers' Party is sending a loud message to the government of Dominica. Brothers and sisters, it is about you. It is about your children. It is about your neighbors. And I heard Thompson Fountain say something that's very important. We are speaking tonight and standing tonight for some of our brothers and sisters who would like to be here tonight. But because of the system, I personally, if the police officers have to play the role to protect and serve, and I respect that, and we all should be law-abiding citizens. But when people are infringing on your rights, you have to push back. Do not sit down and say because he's a police or because he's the prime minister. We are all citizens of Dominica, and we all should be respected. And when we are not being respected, brothers and sisters, we have to stand up. We have to stand up for the farmers of Wesley, Marigot, Salisbury, the farmers of Carhome, St. Joseph, Portsmouth, and Dodan, the farmers of Penfield and Grand Bay, the teachers around Dominica, the nurses, the doctors, the port officers, the lawyers. We have to stand for them, but we are also asking them to stand for themselves. Do not sit at home and saying it's about United Workers' Party. It's about you, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, when you compromise your values, you get yourself in trouble. Let us look at something that happened recently. I am a proud Catholic, but very disappointed. And I'm going to tell you why. The church, the Catholic Church, instilled values in us that we go there for spiritual enrichment and nourishment. What do we see happening? As soon as the church start taking money from the government, they start compromising their values. What has happened to the church now? You're in scandals upon scandals. That will happen in your homes as well. When you start compromising your values and your children on the streets at any time and you don't know where they are, you cannot correct them. That is the same thing with your government. When you allow your government to go astray and you don't put them back in check, they will walk on you. And I am calling on you, brothers and sisters, at home and abroad. Brothers and sisters at their homes, looking at the television and listening to this program. I am speaking to you tonight. Stop being afraid. Actuellement, c'est temps pour lever. Actuellement, c'est temps pour lever. L'assassin dans les faisceaux et puis dit, le gouvernement n'a pas qu'à faire rien et puis pas qu'à faire rien. Pourquoi? Brothers and sisters, I want you tonight to understand that the United Workers' Party is here for you. You heard Honorable Lennox Linton yesterday in Parliament. Mr. Linton just packed them in Parliament. And that is why he's here standing before us tonight. He did his job already for the people of Dominica. And now you have to stand for your right, brothers and sisters. If you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. If you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. And brothers and sisters, I want you to be independent. The United Workers' Party wants you to be independent. But the struggle must continue. Tonight we have 1,000. Very soon we want it to be 2,000 and 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, and we're stamping down Roseau. Brothers and sisters, boots on the ground. I am ready. Are you ready? 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 It's time to take back our country, and we must move forward. It's time to tell Roosevelt Skerrit and this rogue administration to clear the way. I promise you that Hector Sparks John will be front and center in the struggles. I am not afraid of anyone. I was not born afraid, and I will not die being afraid. Good night, and God bless. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We are going to take 1 minute. Somebody, because our Senator Manel is in Parliament, so one of her team members wants to just remind us on the words of Barack Obama. So we're going to give him 1 minute. Mr. Pierre.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Greg Pierre. I'm from St. Joseph. And I just want to remind the world of the great words of Barack Obama this week. I heard him 295. Mr. Skerrit, this is for you. Take it or leave it. Any leader who wants to stay there forever and they have a lot of money, they are not doing anything for the country. Any leader who wants the rule of the Constitution to regain power is a wicked dictator. Any leader who thinks that their contribution can only be as Prime Minister is a wicked dictator. Any leader who thinks that them alone has all the ideas is a worthless and senseless man or woman. Any leader who thinks that they are giving government support and handouts to run a country is a mad leader. Any leader who thinks that they are above the law is a senseless and worthless leader. Look at Venezuela today, a country with the biggest oil reserve in the world. Today they are fleeing the country and eating rats and cockroaches to survive. Thank you very much, Mr. Dominica. I love you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So we know Senator Monel Williams is represented here. And we're going to take to the podium Mr. Brown Linton for 1 minute.
Yes, Mr. DJ. Thank you, Mr. DJ. 1 minute. Good night, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. Workers in the house. Brothers and sisters, tonight I'm going to be very brief. We have a situation in Marigot with our young people. I'm leaving the airport and the feeder roads and so on for the PAL rep and Mr. James and those others who are more capable than I to deal with. But we have to address the situation which is facing the Marigot young people, brothers and sisters. I was talking to a young lady a few weeks ago, and I was asking her how she's getting on and so on, where she's working and so, and she's informing me that she's in the process of applying for work to do, brothers and sisters. But when she is making those applications, she has to make sure that the address that she puts on her letter is an address anywhere else other than Marigot and Salisbury, brothers and sisters. You see what our young people have to go through, brothers and sisters? Even the young people, the young innocent children just leaving college, they are being victimized just because they are from Marigot, brothers and sisters. And we are saying, brothers and sisters, that this foolishness, this wickedness must stop, brothers and sisters. We cannot afford to continue in this way. Today it may be Marigot and Salisbury and Roseau North. Tomorrow it may be Maho and Roseau Central and Roseau North, brothers and sisters. So we have to be aware of those things. That is the level of victimization our young people are facing right now because we do not support corruption, brothers and sisters. Finally, brothers and sisters, I do not know how many of you were listening to Matt and Carly the other day, just today, talking about the corruption happening in the Dominica Police Force, brothers and sisters. That police force has lost its credibility, and the police force has become a gang for Roosevelt Skerrit to facilitate corruption and crime in Dominica, brothers and sisters. And let them believe that they will use their crooked police force to prevent us from fighting for our rights. I suspect the people of Marigot, when the time is right, will be prepared to die for their rights, brothers and sisters. No corrupt, Skerrit, carbon, crooked police will stop us from doing what we have to do when we have to do it. And I hope all the members of Skerrit gang, that so-called police force who are present here tonight, will bring that message for Skerrit, thieving Skerrit, and crooked carbon. Workers! Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce someone to you. Someone who had the privilege to serve the people of this country in the position of Prime Minister, ladies and gentlemen. Someone who separated the leadership of his party and that of this state, ladies and gentlemen. Someone who, within 4.5 years, went into Grand Bay, the backbone of the Labour Party, and built a secondary school, ladies and gentlemen, because he believed fundamentally, as Prime Minister, you have to develop the state and not your party, ladies and gentlemen. Someone who went to Portsmouth and delivered the Michael Douglas Boulevard, ladies and gentlemen. Someone who transformed education and went into Cassius and delivered the Cassius Secondary School, ladies and gentlemen. Someone who transformed agriculture, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to present to you the former Prime Minister of this country, the Honorable Edison Chanfield James, ladies and gentlemen.
The whole thing.
Joseph, hold up the thing higher. Hey, you see Joseph there? And my pilot. I want to start by congratulating all of you who participated in the march today. It has some little couple a fellow who tell me he's sure I can't walk from Lindu Park all the way up the hill and to come back here. So you notice I was at the front when we started up there, and you notice I was the front when we ended down here, little couple ways off. So I want to congratulate all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the beginning. It was 1,000 today. As you heard from Sparks and others, it will grow, and it will grow, and it will grow, 1,000 plus. I want from the outset to draw your attention to the wonderful leadership of our leader, Honorable Lennox Linton, ladies and gentlemen. If I could sing like him, I would try something. But I don't want mosquito to trouble you, Zika around. But you also heard him in the parliament, ladies and gentlemen. All know the Labour Party people in the parliament cannot settle down. You heard the leader expose them with the money that they cannot account for, ladies and gentlemen. You heard him, and all know they're still in trouble. But we are on the eve a few days from the celebration of the anniversary of emancipation. Who it is that asks us to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery? None but ourselves will free ourselves. And they ask, how long? How long will they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? How long? How long? Ladies and gentlemen, we had a poster at the front of the banner which says that we are seeking electoral reform. We have spoken about this for many, many years. Since 2005, we started this march at Newton Savannah for electoral reform. And the essence of that electoral reform, basically, it is identity cards and cleaning the list and campaign financing. Ladies and gentlemen, we want free and fair elections. I don't want us to be under any doubt, that in the absence of free and fair elections, these vagabonds will stay in there all the time, every time, unless, in the absence of free and fair elections, these vagabonds will stay in there unless. Lennox Lawrence told us from this platform in the presence of Roosevelt Skerritt that they will use drones, like Obama used drones to kill Lennox Linton, Edison James, Ron Green, and the rest of us. Unless we have free and fair elections, they will stay there unless. And ladies and gentlemen, since 2008, the Electoral Commission, headed by Gerald Burton, and including Condoleezza Williams and Richie Charles, they are the ones who were there, and at the time, they took a decision to have ID cards and to clean the list. They took that decision. Ladies and gentlemen, that decision was set aside by a demagogue. And I don't want to tell you what it means. Those who do not know what it means, who have to remind themselves what it means, they go and check it. Obama last night told us that Trump is a demagogue. And I think the other fellow, Bloomberg, told us that Trump is a demagogue. I'm not interfering in American elections. I just tell you what they say. But we have one here. But more than that, we have a super demagogue. Because Roosevelt Skerritt is a demagogue. And his super demagogue is Anthony Astafan. And it is Anthony Astafan who directed Skerritt to stop and to cancel the decision of the Electoral Commission to have free and fair elections. And since that time, they have been preventing free and fair elections. Ladies and gentlemen, I have told you in this country, I've told you that this country is being ruled by a man who does not have any use for black people whom he cannot control. And one man, no, that's not the one man. That I told you already, ladies and gentlemen. So it is Astafan, who, from where he comes, they know nothing about free and fair elections. And they're imposing that on us. That is a man who does not like, I don't know who I'll tell you that again, you know. That Astafan there, who doesn't like black people whom he cannot control. So that he calls us cockroach, cacador, mosquito, snake, rata, and all that. And we stand aside and look. And we stand aside and look, ladies and gentlemen. So we have to decide what we want to do. So we have to emancipate ourselves. Emancipate ourselves. And we want to do it through the ballots. We want to do it through the ballots. That is the way we know. The same Tony Astafan and Charles Xavier told us about the Kulwash Brigade. But we want to do it through the ballots. But they told us about the Kulwash Brigade. His ballot I talked to you all about. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to keep reminding us, free and fair elections are up to the people. We have to emancipate ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. The United Workers' Party stands for good governance. Good governance. So that you use the wealth of the people for the benefit of the people. All the people. You cannot, ladies and gentlemen, be treating people just because they did not support your party like second and third and fourth class citizens. The posters today spoke about jobs. It cannot be jobs just for only those who voted for the Labour Party. It cannot be jobs for those only who voted for the Labour Party. So we need to stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, they have told us that no law, no constitution. No law, no constitution. We stand for good governance. Let me tell you, you heard about this treating business, and where 3 members of the public have taken the Labour Party ministers and the Labour Party people who contested the last election to the courts for treating